In these uncertain times, one thing you can count on is that Toscano Boxing Promotions will be here to amass the future champions of boxing, brought here tonight to fight for honor, respect, and of course, your viewing pleasure. Welcome, folks. I'm your host tonight, Brandon Kyle, and I'm honored to join the global sports streaming team for this exciting night of fights in Best in Boxing. Once again, this event brings us to the bustling border town of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, where we have assembled an extremely exciting card for you tonight. I am joined by my co-host, a veteran of over 40 professional fights, owns a gym just a stone throws away from here, and he is our Best in Boxing expert boxing analyst. Of course, I'm talking about our very own Chris Martin. Chris, it is a pleasure to be joining you in the booth tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Always happy to be here. Toscano Boxing Promotions always puts on a great show. They
definitely do. An intriguing card we have scheduled tonight, culminating with our main event, a lightweight bout between two undefeated prospects when Manuel Jaimes takes on Cristian Muñeco Vazquez in this 8-round main event. Chris, these guys are both undefeated, so tonight, barring a judge's draw, I guess one of them is going to have to walk away suffering their first professional defeat. What does each fighter need to do to ensure that they won't be the one that has to swallow that bitter pill after the fight?
I don't want to sound cliche, but they're going to have to bite down, dig down, and fight hard because they both have a 90% KO clip on their records, you know, so this fight is going to be exciting for as long as it lasts, and both of them going to have to dig down.
That's right. Both of them having a 90% knockout rate in their professional career, which means this 8-round main event might feel more like an 18-rounder when it's all said and done. But we shall see. And in our co-main event, we have the return of Damian Samurai Sosa making his way back to the Best in Boxing ring, this time to take on Ernesto Macho Olvera in this 10-round super welterweight co-main event. Both of these guys, Chris, are coming in with the similar amount of experience. How do you see that one going tonight?
Yeah, they both have the same amount of experience. You know, close in fights. Not too much that we saw on Olvera, but Sosa is a boxer. A very good boxer, boxer puncher. He does very well with the movements, combinations. He's in order to get that victory here tonight, he's going to do a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely excited to see what happens when those two face off in the squared circle here tonight. 7 bouts in total on tonight's card. We are excited and we are ready to get to the action. So we're going to bring you to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, so he can get this Best in Boxing party started. So we invite you to join us ringside as we call the fights live on Fight Hub TV.
De Tijuana, Baja California, Jorge.
That threw me off, bro. Did it throw you off?
Garcia.
Just started. Oh, damn. I froze maybe for a second, but man.
Want this chair out? Do you want this chair out? You want it out?
Oh.
Vive Ulises, Kansas, en los Estados Unidos. Alan Garcia.
Battle of the Garcias here in our opening 4-round super featherweight fight, guys. Alan Garcia making his way to the ring right now, 1-0 with 1 KO, 17 years old, started boxing at 7, so he's about 10 years into his career. Originally from Ulysses, Kansas, actually trains at Wild Card now with Freddie Roach, moved here in March, oddly enough, right before COVID hit, but he says he's gotten a lot of experience in the gym, sparred with world champions, and gained a lot of confidence getting into this fight here today.
Go, Pablo. Stand by and go camera 1. Go camera 1. Go, Pablo. Go, Pablo.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are live with another night of prize fighting boxing. Being brought to you by Toscano Boxing Promotions presents Futuros Campeones número 3, Future Champions number 3. And it's all happening from the boxing tradition in Foro Hialeah, from the most visited border city and all the world. Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. This bout is sanctioned by the Tijuana Boxing, Pro Wrestling and MMA Commission, President Carlos La Bastida, Commissioner Jesus Gonzalez, Chief Physician and Ringside, Dr. Benjamin Sandoval, and Dr. Arturo Gutierrez. Tania Padilla, your timekeeper, Cesar Fernandez. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Jesse Hernandez, Sergio Lechuga, y Alejandro Luchin. And your referee in charge of the action, the Professor Fernando Renteria. Okay, boxing fans, joining us around the world on BIB, the best in boxing, and Fight Hub TV on YouTube. This bout, 4 rounds of boxing in the super featherweight division. 4 rounds de combate en la categoría de peso super pluma. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears blue trunks with white and silver. He officially weighs in 135 pounds. He stands with a record of 1 victory against 1 defeat. Cuenta con un récord de 1 victoria por 1 derrota y un peso de 135 libras. Representando un Guía Boxing Club en la Salvatierra de Tijuana, Jorge Rilo Garcia. And his opponent across the ring standing in the red corner. He wears white trunks with yellow and black. He officially weighs in the same, 135 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja con pantalones color blanco con naranja y negro, con un peso idéntico de 135 libras. He stands with a record of 1 victory against no defeats, and that victory coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 1 victoria, 0 derrotas, y esa victoria por la vía rápida del cloroformo de Ulises, Kansas, en los Estados Unidos. ¡Ala Garcia! And now to give out the final instructions, dando las indicaciones finales, su referee, el profesor Fernando Rentería. 4 rounds, 4 saltos.
All right, guys, we got Garcia versus Garcia here. Alan Garcia is coming to you by way of Ulysses, Kansas. Now he stands in L.A. Jose Garcia fighting out of Tijuana, Baja California. So hometown boy versus a transplant from Kansas, now training in L.A. with Wildcard Gym. And we are excited to get this first bout in Best in Boxing underway. Alan Garcia in the red corner. Got the orange gloves, got the white shorts with the black stripes, blue shorts for Jose Garcia.
And Brandon, I'm going to say that's a faded red, less of an orange.
So maybe he put some work in with those.
Yeah.
Garcia says he's a technical boxer, hopes to display his skills here, and it looks like he's coming out trying to establish that jab early. Jose Garcia kind of using the ropes here, circling. Alan says his opponent looked a little soft to the body, so he definitely plans on going to the body early. Oh, there's those body shots he was talking about using in the interview yesterday. Hits nice 2 hooks, left hooks to the body of Jose. Jose, takes a huge right hand. Man, Alan is pressuring hard, Chris.
Yeah, and Jorge doesn't really seem to have an answer for those shots thrown by Alan.
There tries to land a heavy right hand on his own, but kind of reaching a little bit. Doesn't seem like Jose can find the range he needs to land a big shot right now.
Yeah, he's having a hard time. He's very well polished. Is Alan Garcia? He's using the jab, he's using the head movement, and when he gets in close, he pops those combinations. Very, very good opening round for Alan Garcia.
Yeah, he seems really confident going into this fight. Said that he thinks he's going to be able to really display a high-level skill that he contains here. Oh, he's got it. Jorge to the ropes again. Jorge Garcia in the blue trunks. Alan Garcia in the white trunks. Oh, Jorge takes another 3-2 to the dome right there. He's backing up. It looks like, as you said earlier, he just can't find the answer, Chris.
Yeah, he doesn't have the technical skill to deal with Alan Garcia. Does Jorge.
Yeah, Jorge is trying to fight back, but he just keeps backing himself up. He's painted himself into a corner here, and I don't know if he's going to be able to find a way to get out if he keeps doing this here. Oh, takes another nice little looping right hand to the to the head does Jorge. Alan Garcia looking so sharp tonight, Chris.
Very sharp. He's working his head movement. He's hitting him with hard jabs. And as he gets in, he goes to the body. He remembers to go to the body. And now he switches southpaw.
Yeah, that's something he said he wanted to do when he saw his opponent at weigh-in. Says he thinks it might be a weakness he'll be able to exploit in tonight's fight.
Seems to be working right now.
So far, so good. But you know how those Mexican fighters are, man. They are tough as nails, so it might take quite a few of those body shots built up to start to have an effect on Jorge Garcia. But, I mean, how can it not, as you see how heavy he's throwing those shots. 10 seconds left in this very first round. Best in boxing. We're here in Tijuana, Mexico, and we are having an exciting first round so far. Very, very nice. What'd you think about that first round? I mean, it was pretty one-sided, right, Chris?
Pretty one-sided for Alan Garcia. You could see that he's a superior fighter in there. Jorge Garcia, you know, like you said, like you mentioned, he's tough. Fighters out of Tijuana typically are tough, and that's pretty much all he's displaying here now.
So what does Jorge Garcia need to do to kind of, I guess, turn the tide a little bit in this second round?
I would say to make it a harder, rougher fight for Alan Garcia, because that first round didn't go very well for him. So maybe just kind of turn it into a dogfight more than a boxing match where Alan Garcia has the advantage.
Yeah, he's kind of letting Alan Garcia dictate the range and dictate the pace of the fight. So maybe put his head down and just kind of drive forward and maybe make it a little bit uglier fight here in the second round.
Yeah, make it an ugly fight and see if he even has it in him, bro, to go ahead and do that. But
yeah, Jorge Garcia 1-1, coming off a loss in June of this year, unanimous decision loss to Ray Diaz. And unless he can do something different in these next 3 rounds, it might be a similar result if he can make it to the end. But those body shots are looking like they might be starting to wear and tear on Jorge Garcia. We will see, again, more of the same, backing up, kind of giving Alan Garcia the range to land his punches. Man, Alan Garcia looking extremely confident in there tonight. Exchange a look there in the clinch. But, you know, the eyes of Jorge Garcia still, I've not seen them waver yet, even though he's taking major shots.
A solid body shot landed there by Alan. That was a hard body shot. I think probably the hardest shot that he's thrown, or he's landed, excuse me.
Speaking of hard shots, man, it seems like every shot he's throwing, even the jabs are sticking hard right now against Jorge. Alan is having his way so far in this fight. Another nice straight to the body. Doubles up the left hook there, does Alan Garcia.
And he's very well schooled, you know, coming behind that jab. As I see him now, you know, being a boxer and being a coach, you know, very good balance, very good boxing stance. The head movement is impressive. That's what you want to see from a young fighter like himself.
Yeah, in the interview yesterday, he seemed extremely confident, almost had a smirk on his face, like he just knew that he was going to be able to do this against his opponent here tonight. And but you know, assuming, oh man, another
those were hard body shots. Yeah.
Jeez, you can hear it. You know, no crowd here tonight as we're following all safety protocols. We're able to have a great show here in Toscano boxing, but still do it as safely as possible to protect all the fans and fighters, providing this free night of boxing here for you on Fight Hub TV. Alan Garcia not even seemed to break a sweat yet, almost like he's...
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's sweating at all yet.
It's almost like he hasn't even warmed up yet, you know. We'll hate to see what happens when he gets nice and he's running on all cylinders. Might not be good for Jorge Garcia when that starts happening. Nice jab, finally.
Yeah, finally gets in the jab, yeah. And earlier, I was going to say that Jorge had a little smirk on his face that after those combinations landed by Alan Garcia.
Yeah, and you know what that means? That means, yeah, you got me.
Yeah, you got me, but maybe he knows something we don't. You know, sometimes,
maybe he saw an opening that he might try to capitalize. Well, again, like I said, seeing and doing 2 different things. 10 seconds left in this second round of our opening fight on Best in Boxing here. Oh, a nice Left hook again, a switch of stances from Alan Garcia, and that's our bell.
Oh.
That was a little late.
That was way late, I think, for my taste.
Stand by. We're going to go to
He tried to sneak it in there. Take this with you.
In 3, 2, 1.
Let's take a look at replay from this last round
no replay.
here.
We're playing a video. It's a Thanksgiving video. Stand by and play. Here we go.
We're looking at a little video preview here, I'm sorry, of Alan Garcia.
It's a Thanksgiving video.
Little
Everyone's
Thanksgiving.
giving thanks for the Thanksgiving week coming up. How much time on it? Hey, they can't hear me. Bring the volume up. How much time? How much time? I need to know. Okay, guys, stand by and go ahead and start talking. And go.
We are coming to our third
Stand by
round
on
of this
camera.
opening fight here between Alan Garcia in the white shorts and Jorge Garcia in the blue shorts. I have to make the cliche joke of, Chris, I'm pretty sure Garcia is going to win this fight tonight. Coming out again is Alan Garcia pushing Jorge to the ropes. Looks like maybe Alan Garcia is starting to turn it up a little bit. Maybe he thinks he can end this before the 4-round scheduled time limit.
He came out a little bit more aggressive than he did in the first 2 rounds. He definitely does want the knockout. You know, in your early fights as a young fighter, you know, you get guys like this, like Jorge Garcia. Jorge Garcia's 1-1. Maybe most likely not the best fighter that Alan Garcia is ever going to fight, but he definitely wants the knockout here to start off his career with 2-0, 2 knockouts.
Oh, God, and it's not going to be that difficult if he gets landed body shots like that. Exactly, Chris. We really appreciate Toscano Boxing Promotions giving these younger professionals an opportunity to build their resume. This is what it takes to kind of get to the next level. High-level shows like this, the bright lights, see if you can perform under these circumstances, and that's how boxers really develop in the professional ranks.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you don't go fighting undefeated fighters all the time, or you know the top levels. You build your records. You get that experience, especially being his second pro fight here for Alan Garcia.
Man, Alan Garcia, other than a nice stiff jab in the last round landed by Jorge, I haven't really seen Alan Garcia take any damage in this fight so far. Looks like he's having his way. Great head movement, using his legs to slip those punches. Really balanced, as you said earlier, Chris. Wow, he's just really putting on a great boxing performance here so far tonight.
Yeah, Jorge is not really taking too many risks. That's the problem, you know. He's very comfortable with just defending and moving away and not being stopped. And it's hard to put a guy away when the other guy doesn't want to fight.
Yeah, he's kind of backing up to the ropes, defending. Oh, I see a posture, though, in Jorge right now that is kind of showing it might be the beginning of the end. Look, he looks to hug and try to clinch up. I don't know how much longer he can take this barrage of punishment from Alan Garcia. You start to see some blood trickle out of the mouth of Jorge Garcia. Looking like it might be close to that breaking point, as you say.
Yeah, it's very close to the end now. You know, you could see the body language like you mentioned. He is throwing a few punches here and there, but he's defending more than being offensive.
Almost seems like desperation. Right hands lunging off the ropes from Jorge Garcia, and yeah, as you said, all he's doing is kind of backing up and just kind of taking it right now from Alan. Only 2 punches I've really seen out of Jorge Garcia is that 1-2. Don't seem to land, haven't seemed to land it all night. Okay, so, you know, say you're in the corner of Jorge Garcia. He's obviously not having his best night here. He's taking quite a bit of punishment. What do you tell your fighter at a point like this in the fight?
He's down 3-0. Let him make the decision. Do you want to go back out there, yes or no? Okay, yes, you do. You bite down on that mouthpiece, and you throw what you got because you've only got one chance to win, and that's a knockout.
Yep, absolutely. And obviously, Alan Garcia in that last round came out with more aggression. I assume we're going to see him coming hard for that finish.
Alan, speaking of that aggression,
yeah, he most likely does want to come out.
On replay in 3,
as
2,
we see
1.
here.
Yeah, as we see in this replay. What do you see going on here, Chris?
So Alan Garcia thinks he's got his opponent already ready to go and lets his hands go, throws those combinations. Maybe the ref steps in.
This is round number 4, your final round.
And here we go. We are ready to take it to our 4th and final round of this opening fight on Best in Boxing. I am Brandon Kyle alongside Chris Martin. We have had an exciting, kind of one-sided, as exciting as a one-sided fight can be, but just a wonderful display of boxing from Alan Garcia so far here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Alan Garcia is doing a very good job doing what he's supposed to. You know, very good fundamentals by Alan Garcia. He has a dance partner that's not really willing to engage in Jorge Garcia, so, you know, he's doing the best of it.
Yeah, for someone who's just kind of backing up and being defensive, you know, Alan Garcia is able to display a lot of skills here. We'll see if he might be able to get that finish you know he's thinking about right now. So we will see if Alan Garcia has enough to finish the job here in the 4th and final round against Jorge Garcia and make his record 2-0. Ooh, great head movement. Love the way he uses his legs and his head movement to kind of slip those 1-2s that Jorge keeps throwing at him.
And stand by 2 and go 2.
Got to admit, though, Jorge Garcia is impressing me with his toughness here tonight, Chris. I mean, he is taking quite a bit of punishment from Alan Garcia, and although he's not really throwing much back.
Overhand right there landed. And as you say that, I think this might be it, as the referee's looking a little bit closer at those shots. Hard shots landed by Alan Garcia.
You know, what I really like about Garcia is he's doubling up those hooks to the body. He'll double up. He'll go body head. He's just mixing it up really nicely tonight, Chris.
Those body shots, he's most likely going to be peeing blood tomorrow is Jorge Garcia.
Oh, God, this time goes
those
right
hard,
hook to
man.
the body. Oh, man.
Those are hard. And you see it, like you said, in his body language, man. He doesn't want to be there anymore. After a while, the will gets beat out of you, and it seems like
I think Jorge's looking at maybe if he survives, he might look at that as a victory against a guy like Alan Garcia. Oh wow, great body shot again.
And sometimes the corner needs to be the ones to help somebody out. You know, like, hey man, live to fight another day.
Yeah, a fight like this, man. I mean, you see him just literally backing up,
completely outmatched.
running.
Yeah,
oh
and
man,
this is it, man. This is it.
That's it. Good stoppage, I think. You know, you could tell he didn't want to be in there anymore. And once a fighter's at that point where they want to be in there, Chris, it's pretty dangerous for them, right?
It's very dangerous, man. You know, right there, he didn't give him the gesture that he wanted to say, you know, good sportsmanships. But
yeah,
he needs to be real with himself. He's going to go back and watch this fight. It's Jorge Garcia, you know, and see what we saw. You know, especially here with no crowd, you hear the shots, man, and they
were vicious, right?
They sound nasty, man.
They did. You could hear them echo through this whole empty stadium right now. That's what's kind of crazy, in the audible roars of each shot. You know, Alan Garcia is you could hear him like almost screaming with each shot, like he's putting everything into these shots.
He was putting everything into the shots. Was Alan Garcia, and you know, Jorge Garcia needs to be real with himself, man. Hey, bro, you didn't want to be there today, you know? You didn't want to take those shots anymore.
Yeah, you can kind of see he's a little dejected in his corner right now, as we're looking at blue corner here. Jorge Garcia, he is, he's hurting, and you could tell he's upset about it. But, I mean, you know, he came across a very skilled opponent tonight, young in his professional career. And, you know, when an opponent's so young in their professional career, it's hard to really know what to expect when you get in there, because there's not a lot of tape on them. You kind of go in there blind. You just assume what they're going to be able to do. And obviously, he was not able to keep up with Alan Garcia here tonight.
Yeah, that's the hard part at the beginning of your career, where there's no tape. You know, there's no ESPN shows where you can watch. You know, you have YouTube, but not everybody has their videos up on YouTube.
ladies and gentlemen, referee Fernando Renteria steps in and calls a halt to this contest officially at 2 minutes and 23 seconds of the 4th and final round. Declaring your winner by the way of TKO victory from Ulysses, Kansas, USA, Alan Garcia.
Other than a little raspberry on his left cheek, Alan Garcia.
Para su rival de Tijuana, Jorge Garcia, El Rio.
Here we go, the replay for the knockout. Stand by in 3, 2. Here's a replay.
Chris, we're going to take a look at the finish here, and it's, again, Alan Garcia.
There's
more of the
2
same
replays.
pressure here. He's kind of slipping and ripping to the body, as you see there. It's doing that all night, doubled that hook up to the body, and just really pushing back Jorge Garcia. And it looks like we're going to take a look at the finish here when the referee steps in. He's seen enough after Jorge Garcia takes these vicious jab cross to the dome where he just kind of reaches down, tries to give a hug, and I don't know why he raised his hands at the end. Jorge Garcia, after the ref steps in, he raised his hand and like he won the fight or something. I don't really understand what he was thinking there.
I believe that he was contesting the stoppage of the referee. That's what I.
Oh, kind of like a what are you talking about?
Yeah,
here?
exactly. What are you talking about?
Isn't that funny when you see a fighter that has landed one jab in 4 rounds and taken hundreds of shots and test a stoppage like that?
And that's what I meant about. I think I mentioned something about him and his attitude, and you should have done that in the ring. You should have showed more. And like I said, when he looks back and sees this video, because I'm sure he is, he's gonna see that he could have done more. Maybe he could, maybe couldn't.
Yeah. True. Sometimes there's only so much you can do.
Exactly. So he's gonna look back and see, maybe I shouldn't have complained.
Yeah, and we have our Toscano Boxing Promotions cleaning crew in there, cleaning the whole ring every single time here in between fights. We'll sanitize the ring. Again, fighter safety is of our utmost importance here at Best in Boxing, and doing everything in our power to continue to have these great shows that give these wonderful fighters a platform and give them the opportunity to fight even through a crazy time that we're living in right now, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is super cool, man. This is the 3rd time that I've had the honor to call fights, in this setting.
Yeah.
So it at first is a little awkward, but it's kudos to Toscano Boxing Promotions, Best in Boxing, Global Sports Streaming. Man, this is awesome, man. We get to see it up live. You folks get to watch it on YouTube, Fight Hub.
And Pablo Flores just introduced our next bout fighter. It is Juan Fierro. Oh, I'm sorry. Manuel Contreras. I'm sorry, we had a replacement here, last-minute replacement here. This is going to be his boxing debut. He's fighting out of Tijuana, Baja California. This is a heavyweight fight scheduled for 4 rounds. It was a replacement fight, so we didn't get very much information. And it's also a debut fight for Manuel Contreras. So we are going to kind of learn about this fighter here together on Best in Boxing, Chris.
Yeah, we're going to learn about him here. But he looks like he's maybe 15 years old, my man. He doesn't seem like he's that old. Doesn't look like he's in the best of shape, even for a heavyweight. We'll see what he brings to the table, making his pro debut.
Yeah, speaking of in shape, his opponent couldn't be more the opposite. As you see when they introduce a fairly muscular, large Russian heavyweight that was raised in Russia, now lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico, was in California for a while training, San Diego, said it got a little too expensive for him, and so he moved out. So we'll see if...
Albuquerque, New Mexico, Leonid, the Lion Gacho.
We'll see if the Lion, Grachev, can come out and do what he expects to do, which is have a dominant performance over his debut opponent here tonight. It's debut for him as well as a professional, but he's had quite an amateur career, over 60 fights, going 45-20. Actually was going for the Olympic trials in 2018, didn't work out for him. Said growing up in Russia, Olympics boxing was the pinnacle of fight sports when he was younger. So, you know, he's fought MMA, he's fought kickboxing. I said, well, what brought you to boxing? He said, because of that prestige.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pactado a 4 rounds en la división de peso completo. Let's get ready for 4 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces: Jesse Hernandez, Sergio Lechuga y Alejandro Rochin. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este combate, el profesor Fernando Renteria. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears blue trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in 291 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, con pantalones de color azul con blanco, con un peso de 291 libras. And tonight, he makes his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional, representando a Tijuana, Baja California, México. Y Manuel Contreras! And he's pointed across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears white trunks with blue trim. He officially weighs in 226.5 pounds.
Have you been able to?
Y su rival en la esquina roja, con pantalones de color blanco con azul,
you can hear me
con un
now?
peso de 226.5 libras. And also tonight, he makes his pro debut, haciendo también su debut profesional, representing Albuquerque, New Mexico, by the way of Odintsovo, Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Damian Gaspada, Pajalosta, Dabro Pajalovic, Leonid, the Lion, Grachev.
Stand by on 1, go 1.
And now with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, su referee, profesor Fernando Renteria. 4 rounds, 4 asaltos.
So we have no.
Props to Pablo Flores doing the introduction in Russian, too. How many languages does this guy speak?
He said 8. I joke. I don't. But that was interesting, man. Good for him, bro.
That was great.
That was good.
That was awesome. And you could tell that Leonid, he's very excited to hear that.
You must appreciate that.
Well, here we go. Grachev in the white shorts, the Lion, taking on his short notice opponent, Contreras, in the blue corner, blue shorts. Southpaw is Contreras.
And Contreras comes out southpaw. That must be a little tricky, you know, for your pro debut. And he's a last-minute replacement, so you could most likely tell that Grachev didn't have time to prepare for a southpaw opponent.
No, definitely not. And I mean, I wonder if he even knew that his opponent was a southpaw. And, you know, whoa, little crazy little slip there. Just maybe just across the feet there from Grachev.
And now
Grachev kind of doing that little, you know, he does that paw block, you know, kind of like poking a jab, blocking his opponent's jab, trying to get over the top with that jab and follow the right hand. Contreras complaining about a little shot behind the head, maybe. Corners himself to the ropes, does Contreras, ducks under a cross from Grachev. Grachev calm. Both fighters calm, actually, in their pro debuts, you know. Sometimes they come out, they get a little excited, they start rifling right off the bat, but these both guys having a nice little feel-out round in this 4-round second fight of our best in boxing show here. Ooh, nice right hand lands from Grachev.
And Contreras moves pretty well for being a big boy, you know, and having that Dunlap syndrome right there.
Already does. Yeah, that belly Dunlapped over his belt there. But little blood leaking from the nose of Contreras. So obviously, another nice right hand from Grachev. Grachev is.
That was a hard one, too, by Grachev.
Oh, man. Look at the calm demeanor of Grachev. Got that Ivan Drago look to him.
Yeah, he does.
Nice over-the-top jab
and
there.
Contreras took it, but he's bleeding from the nose now, man. That was right on the button, and he took it. He ate it, and that nose is flowing, man.
Flowing good.
Yeah, that was a hard shot.
Oh, as he wipes that nose there.
And it's difficult when you get hit with such a hard shot in the opening round when you're still cold.
Oh, speaking of another hard shot, nice left hook to the temple of Contreras by Grachev. Grachev kind of having his way so far in this first round, just touching up Contreras. Already got him leaking out that nose. Ooh, I can see it. It's just dripping like a sieve. Starting to get on his shoes and on the ring here.
And he's going to regret that he chose to wear white gloves, white shorts, and white shoes for his pro debut.
Ooh, Grachev probably won't be able to wear those shorts again. But, ooh, I don't think he's going to care that much if he gets that
If he gets the
W.
victory, you're right.
Wonder if Grachev, you know, he's been pretty much headhunting this so far and being very successful at it, but I wonder if Grachev is going to mix it up maybe in the second round and maybe go for that soft body of Contreras.
Here's one thing I say, and I say this all the time, so if you heard this before, don't mind me, okay? It's either you have a six-pack or you have a keg, and Contreras has a keg. So maybe Grachev knows not to go to that keg because it's not going to do anything.
So you think he might have like it's almost like an organic belly pad he's wearing there?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is.
I couldn't afford one, so I just grew one.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go replay.
We're going to take a look at the replay here. What are you seeing here in this replay, Chris?
This is just overpowering is Grachev over Contreras. He's just overpowering him. He's the much better fighter, more schooled, you know. 60 amateur fights, that's a lot. I don't think we could say the same about Contreras having 60 amateur fights.
Looks like his corner has done a decent job of controlling that blood flow there from his nose. Contreras coming back out with the jab here. Looks like he seemed to compose himself. Nose is...
I think it's starting to leak once again.
You can see wiping it.
Yeah, they managed to stop it. But it's coming.
One more jab or across to that nose, and
man.
There it is. There it is right there. Oh, Contreras says, putting his foot down. Maybe he said, man, enough's enough. I need to start getting this party started here, or else I'm just gonna take it all night long. And goes heavy for just maybe 2 exchanges. He's really trying to land that overhand left. Not really setting it up with a jab or anything, though, Chris.
He's not setting it up, but you know what? He's doing the right thing. Is Contreras, something that we didn't see Jorge Garcia doing in the first fight, is to just bite down and fucking try to win.
Yeah.
You know, make an effort, as we didn't see in our first bout where Jorge Garcia didn't make much of an effort at all. You know, Contreras is biting down and he's trying to land his shots.
At least he's trying, yeah. And maybe Grachev is kind of taking a pause now and not being as aggressive as he's expecting this counter overhand lefts here from Contreras. And it's nice to see Grachev kind of just know what's going on in the fight and just kind of adjust to the fight as it happens. Steps in again with that cross, clinches up with Contreras in his own red corner.
And you have to remember, guys, that this is a heavyweight bout, so you know, any shot can put your lights out. You know, Contreras can go ahead and throw that haymaker, like you said, Brandon, and just knock him on his butt.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about heavyweights is it could just one punch can end it at any time when they carry that kind of power and that weight. And so but it's nice to see the Lion, Grachev, just kind of, take his time and set up big shots like that big cross he just landed.
Yeah, that was a solid right hand that he threw. And Contreras is starting to show these shots that are being landed on his face more and more. See if he comes out for the third round.
Yeah,
even though we have a minute left here in round number 2.
Yeah, I mean, he might hopefully make it to the third round right now. Now I noticed, Contreras keeps moving towards the power hand of Grachev.
Yeah.
And when you're fighting, an opposite stance, you want to try to move away from that hand, right, Chris?
And typically, like, that's all you learn if you are a southpaw, to have your right foot on the outside of, the right-handed fighter. But he's not doing that.
Yeah, and you can tell by the red paint all over his chin and nose here, coming from that busted nose. And hopefully he's not broken, but man, it sure is bleeding. That was the one right there. Oh man, a huge right hand from the Lion. Grachev puts down Contreras for the first time. Takes his standing 8 count from the referee. Referee takes one look at him and says,
yeah, even though he was gonna rest for a minute, it didn't seem like the right move to let him keep fighting. He was completely outmatched. That right hand was landing hard. He had welts on him already, and it was only 2 rounds. You know, the referee made a right stoppage. Sometimes I disagree. I agree in this case.
Well, and I'll tell you what, you know, a lot of people say, well, where's the consistency? You know, people have to realize this is a debut fight for these guys. So, I mean, if it's like a fight between 2 experienced fighters for a title or some sort, maybe the ref lets
you give them the benefit of the doubt, but not in this case.
Early in these careers, it's best to protect the fighter so like they can live to fight another day, right, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Contreras was gonna change anything in that 3rd round, and you know, we could see him. It's not on the camera because we're showing the victor in Grachev, but oh man, he's looking like he's having a bad time right now, and the blood keeps flowing.
Yeah, they just wiped it off, and it's already coming out.
But it continues to flow.
Coming on that replay.
Yeah.
So and they're patching up that eye.
Yeah, he was starting to wear it quite a bit on his face, and fortunately for Grachev, made a quick night of his pro debut. Unfortunately for Contreras, it was a quick night for his pro debut as well, but not
in his favor.
Yeah,
you're
not
correct,
in his favor
man.
at all. Yep, absolutely. So that will conclude our 2nd fight of tonight's Best in Boxing card. 7 scheduled fights. As we move on,
Red corner.
Really
red
exciting
corner.
fights. Next up,
Hey,
we got
red
Wade
corner.
Jones, the 3rd, coming out
You're
of
supposed
Stockton.
to
We've
go
seen him in
out
Best in
on
Boxing a couple times.
through
Had a
the
couple
same,
vicious KOs. Had a
same area,
crazy
okay?
KO,
Go out of the
body
way
shot
of
KO in
the
his
ring.
last appearance here at Best in Boxing.
Así le dices
So we're
ahorita al azul,
definitely
cuando ya
excited
termine,
to
el
see
azul tiene
Wade
que salir
Jones.
por la
Actually
misma.
has a short
Salen los
notice
dos, salen así,
replacement.
y se regresan
But
por
before
aquí.
we go
Porfa.
there, let's take a look at this replay here. You see there's that big right hand, and that puts down Contreras and ends the fight there.
Yeah, those were just hard, straight right hands landed by Grachev, man. Look at that one right on the button.
Boom. And that's it for Contreras. We're going to Pablo Flores for the official announcement.
Damas y caballeros, este combate llega a su fin con un tiempo oficial 2 minutos 59 segundos en el segundo asalto. We have the official time 2 minutes and 59 seconds in round number 2. Declaring the winner by the way of TKO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout técnico. Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Odinsovo, Russia. Damian Gaspada, Leonid, the Lion, Grachev.
So Brandon, we're going to go to a thank you video of Leo thanking everyone for Thanksgiving. We have a bunch of Thanksgiving videos. So coming up right now, we have a Thanksgiving from our winner, Leo.
Coming up, we have a little message to his folks back at home from Leo, the Lion Grachev. Wants to give some shout outs here to his folks for Thanksgiving.
Go video. Go video. Take your mics out. Why am I not hearing it? Why am I not hearing it? Yeah, that's, and go to it. I didn't hear shit on that. Okay, we're back, guys. Sorry about
We
that.
are back. Sorry about that little audio issue from Grachev, but basically thanking his folks back home in Russia and all his training partners in New Mexico. So extremely excited. It was great talking to him yesterday. Great kid. Excited to see what happens.
Stand by and go tail of tape. And here's the next.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our next fight. As I said, Wade Jones makes his return to the
Keys
Best
to
in
Victory
Boxing ring. 23 years old versus Hernandez is 26. A little bit of a height disadvantage for Wade Jones. 140 for Wade Jones. Had to move up, actually, to take this fight. 144 for Francisco Hernandez. But an actual reach advantage by 1 inch from Jones. So he's shorter, but has a reach advantage for this 6-round super lightweight fight.
Coming up, keys to victory, and go keys to victory graphic. Go.
Let's go to our keys to victory. Chris, what do you think each fighter is going to need to do in order to be successful in the ring here tonight?
Well, for Wade Jones, typically how he fights, you know, he's a very good boxer. Just use his lateral movements. Keep him at the end of his jab. And for Francisco Hernandez, he's gonna need to come forward and make it a hard fight for Wade Jones, you know. And then coming in as a late replacement, Wade Jones didn't really have much to study on for Francisco Hernandez. So try to surprise Wade Jones by coming out there and making it a dogfight.
Stand by. Here is the rules for this bout, and go rules.
And we're going to take a look at the rules for this next contest. No standing 8 count in this fight. No 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. Fighters cannot be saved by the bell in any round. And the fight official after 4 rounds is completed. So we will see what happens in this next 6-round fight. This is our 3rd fight in Best in Boxing. I am Brandon Kyle alongside Chris Martin. And we are ready to get our fighters to the ring. Let's go to Pablo Flores, our ring announcer.
De Tijuana, Baja California, Francisco Tarasco Hernandez.
Here comes Francisco Tarasco Hernandez. Has a weight and experience advantage over Wade Jones. Wade Jones was originally supposed to fight someone with about an even record of 8-7 or something like that. Now fights Francisco Hernandez, 12-3-1, but coming off of 2 losses in a row. So this is kind of a fight between an up-and-coming fighter trying to prove himself and a fighter with a good record, but coming off of several losses, trying to kind of get himself back on track.
California, USA. Wade Jones III.
Wade Jones III coming in from Stockton, California. Again, we've seen him several times here on Best in Boxing. His last fight was a vicious body shot KO of Alberto Guzman on September the 5th of this year, 2020. Says he loves going to the body, Chris. He described himself as a quote-unquote body snatcher. He's excited. I said, are you nervous? You're going up in competition a little bit, going up in weight. He said, no, I'm excited because if I can perform how I think I can perform and give the show I think I can give, a lot of people are going to respect my skills after this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is set for 6 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. 6 rounds de combate en la división de peso super ligero. And it's presentado por Toscano Boxing Promotions.
You agree? Judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Alejandro Rochín, Jesse Hernandez y Sergio Lechuga. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge, su referee para este combate, el profesor Fernando Renteria. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears black trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in 144 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, con pantaloncillo color negro con blanco, con un peso de 144 libras. In 16 professional bouts, he stands with a record of 12 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw, and 7 of those big wins coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 12 victorias, 3 derrotas, 1 empate y 7 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. De Tijuana, Baja California, Francisco Tarasco Hernandez. And he's opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears white trunks with black and gold. He officially weighs in 140 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, con pantaloncillo color blanco con dorado y negro, con un peso de 144 libras. In 5 professional bouts, he stands perfect. 5 victories, no defeats, and 3 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 5 victorias, 0 derrotas, y 3 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. The fighting pride of Stockton, California, USA, the undefeated Wade Jones III.
Wade Jones III taking on tonight, Francisco.
Instructions con las indicaciones finales, your referee in charge, Profesor Fernando Renteria. 6 rounds, 6 asaltos.
Fernando Hernandez. Tarasco, Chris, maybe you can enlighten the audience, the non-Spanish speaking audience. What is Tarasco? What does that nickname mean?
You got me, bro, because I was wondering the exact same thing. And for those of you at home, hablo español muy bien, entiendo todo. I don't know what that means.
Well, I guess maybe we'll have to ask him after the fight.
Yeah.
Or if you know, maybe go on Best in Boxing or Toscano Boxing on one of our pages and let us know what that means.
And I'm super curious. I'm going to have to use Google Translate because I don't know what that is trying to say.
Maybe it's an inside joke he has with his family here, but Jones is not looking intimidated at all by the size advantage of Carrasco Hernandez. He is moving forward, sticking the jab to the body and to the head. As he said, he is a body snatcher, and as I say that, throws that nice cross and a jab.
And a jab, yeah.
Really working that body on the longer fighter in Hernandez tonight so far, Chris.
And that's what he needs to do if he wants to break down the taller fighter. And being a fighter from Tijuana, I can almost assume with certainty that Hernandez likes to bang. You know, he likes to be in the wheelhouse, as people would say.
Speaking of banging, exchanging nice little body shots, but Hernandez, plenty of experience. That's one thing that's different. Many more wins than the opponent originally scheduled for Wade here in this 6-rounder. First time for Wade to throw a 6-rounder. Not sure if Hernandez has hit a 6-rounder yet in his career, probably with that much experience, but first time for Wade. Oh, and speaking of going to the body.
Yeah, that was a hard body shot. Left hand to the body by Jones.
Followed by a jab here. Hernandez tries to stick his own jab, but nice head movement. Oh, lands a nice little
good uppercut.
Nice uppercut.
Oh, and a hard left hook by Wade Jones.
And another body shot by Jones. Jones is kind of creepy crawling underneath the longer punches of Hernandez, but he did get caught. Did get caught with that little uppercut.
I like that expression. Creepy crawling.
You see how he's just kind of under, you know,
yeah.
he's creeping on the come up, to quote an old Bone Thugs and Harmony album right there.
And there goes Jones landing those hard body shots, but Hernandez lands those body shots as well. So very, very good fight between a more experienced Hernandez and the up-and-coming fighter, Wade Jones III.
Now, yeah, you see like Wade's coming with a point to prove, and Hernandez is staying composed almost with the experience, kind of saying like, well, we'll see. Go ahead, youngster, if you can keep this pace up for all 6 rounds. But yeah, definitely some good exchanges so far in this first round of our third fight, Best in Boxing, Future Champions 3. And man, if the rest of the fight's gonna go like this, I can't wait to see what happens. Again, looking for the body shot, but block this time to finish out the very first round. You know, what are your impressions of that first round for both fighters there, Chris?
Very good technical round between both fighters, Jones and Hernandez. Both of them, you know, I'd say I'd edge Jones out a little bit because he did land those hard body shots on Hernandez, but it's competitive, man. This was a good round, you know, and hopefully it gets better, you know, rounds 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're treated to a good fight.
Definitely treated to a good fight so far. See a little bit of frustration, though, in the face of Hernandez. Oh, followed by some laughs, almost like him in his corner. It seemed like they have a good relationship. They're kind of having a nice relaxed talk over there. Looks like he wants him to kind of slip and try to rip here. We'll see if Jones does more of the same. That body snatching style he said he likes to fight with, obviously coming through in that first round here. So we're going to the second round of this scheduled 6-rounder between Wade Jones, 5-0, 3 KOs in the white shorts, representing the red corner, and the blue corners, Francisco Hernandez, 12-3-1, 7 KOs. Jones from Stockton, Hernandez from Tijuana. Seen Jones quite a few times as Toscano Boxing Promotions will make its way up to Stockton every now and then to do a show and find some great fighters to bring down here and fight Mexico's best.
And those were hard shots thrown there by Hernandez. Even though Wade Jones is the one pressuring, attacking, Hernandez keeping his composure.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, that's that experience with that, what is it, 14-fight career so far for Hernandez. Definitely has a large experience advantage over Jones, but Jones is young, hungry, and coming with ferocity.
And landed a good hook right there. Good lead hook landed by Wade Jones.
Slipping. Ooh, doubles up the body. Really digging those bodies, almost like he made it a point to hit that body, and he is doing so far in this second round. Second round of this catch weight, 142-pound fight. Nice body hook again. Yeah. Jones was already on weight. He was at 136. He said he was going to make 135. No problem. They got the phone call. Had to replace his opponent. He had to move
so
up.
you get to eat.
Yeah,
you know,
he got to eat. Yep.
He had the confidence in himself in his training camp to take on a short notice opponent who's a little bit bigger, you know, and won the first round, and winning the second, in my opinion, right here.
Definitely, but Hernandez is not looking like he's worse for wear yet. Very just kind of calm and composed in there almost. Haven't seen his body language, diminish whatsoever so far in this fight. So maybe he's just, knows it's a 6-rounder and he's just kind of letting himself get warmed up. Maybe let his opponent kind of get some of his energy out before he starts to really set up his own assault. But we'll see here that with that body shots that Wade Jones keeps landing, it's going to be tough for Hernandez to get anything started if he keeps suffering all that damage from the body, Chris.
Yeah, he definitely won't be able to take him too long. But, a 16-bout veteran with a winning record, you have to give him, the benefit of the doubt that he's going to be able to keep this pace for 6 rounds. So Wade Jones needs to be on his P's and Q's here and do the right thing and move his head and get behind the jab and don't get sloppy.
And I see Hernandez kind of switch up his tactics. He was kind of flat-footed walking back. Now I see him kind of bouncing and using a little bit more footwork here. Maybe he's going to try to change the timing here of his movement to confuse Jones, because Jones is pretty much just walking him down and ripping body shots. 10 seconds left in this second round here. Oh, chasing him down as Jones lands a nice right hand. They clinch up. Referee breaks him up right at the end of that second round. Another good round for Jones, Chris. Seems like he's doing everything that he wants to do here tonight.
Yeah, and it seems like maybe the weight helped him out. He didn't really have to drain himself to make the weight, got a little leeway with the extra pounds that he was able to carry into the weigh-in. So maybe, it's transferring, into the fight.
Yeah, he said as soon as he got the call, he said, great, ate dinner, ate breakfast, still came in 2 pounds under the agreed catch weight of 142. So says he's feeling in tip-top shape.
Yeah, that just means he was in good shape to begin with.
Yep.
So, he's proven it here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this replay. Chris, looks like this is a replay of Jones moving forward here on Hernandez in the red corner there. Moving
forward and landing hard shots. He went to the body and finished to the head. That last shot, you saw that left hook land to the head of Hernandez.
Yeah, he's starting to put things together here, and we'll see if Hernandez kind of, turns up the volume, so to speak here, kind of throws his hand up Manny Pacquiao style, saying, come on, let's go. And as soon as he does, catches a left hook to the dome.
Ooh. And a good jab by Jones, but a good hook by Hernandez. Good little exchange.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe frustrated Jones there a little bit, trying to get it back.
Yeah, you see, both these fighters turning up the heat a little bit in this third round of a scheduled 6 between Wade Jones and his opponent, Francisco Hernandez. Short notice fight for Hernandez. Took it pretty much on a day's notice, but is in pretty decent shape himself. Doesn't look like he was sitting there eating potato chips. Looks like he's lean enough, and he's game for tonight's 6-rounder. Ooh, nice left hook, but followed by a left hook right back by Jones. Oh, man, every time Jones gets his, he answers back. Don't you love to see that as a coach, that your fighter doesn't just accept punishment, he always makes sure that he answers back?
And that's what it should be. You're right. As a coach, yeah, you love that. That's what you want to see, You preach that in the gym. Don't take no for an answer. And Wade Jones is doing it here.
Definitely is. We are about a minute into this third round. Wade Jones doing more of the same. He's eating a couple nice hooks, but man, he throws an even harder hook back when he gets hit with one. It's really hard for Hernandez to gain any traction here in this fight when every time he lands a shot, he eats a shot or two. So nice little uppercut.
And the reason for that is Hernandez, when he throws, if you folks look at the way he throws his shots, he's throwing them standing up. He's not really sitting down on his shots, not really committing, as Jones is kind of burying his head into Hernandez's chest, sitting down on his shots, and that's why he's causing more damage.
Yeah, definitely. He's got the little low squat in his legs when he's close. High guard from Jones, keeping his right hand nice close to his chin when he sticks his left jab and his left hooks. Doing everything right here so far is Jones. Yeah, how do you feel when you take a fight on short notice, Chris, and you don't have much time to prepare and you just kind of have to step in there? Do you like it? Is it kind of like a relief, or is it a little stressful?
For me, it'd be stressful. Like, I've done it in my career. It did not turn out well. But, you know, I wouldn't recommend it. That's just it. You know, maybe Hernandez, you know, he needed the money, or he was active. I mean, he in the gym and wants to get a fight in before the year's over. Who knows? Who knows what's going on in that corner, right? But for sure, Wade Jones knew he was fighting, so he has the advantage here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, in these COVID times, I mean, in these opportunities to fight are so rare and few and far between. I mean, sometimes when you get the call and you have an opportunity, you want to take it because you don't know when the next opportunity might come up in these times, right, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that's another reason why, you know, Hernandez probably took the fight. You know, like he saw that there's nothing out there right now, and he jumped on the opportunity, you know. He's from Tijuana, the show's here in Tijuana. He jumped on it.
Yeah, it was a close fighter. Let's take a little look at the replay here. Looks like he's going to take some of those hooks. Oh, there's that big hook, Chris, to the head of Hernandez there, of Jones.
And even though Hernandez had his hand up, he had it on the side of his face by his chin. And I always tell fighters, put it by your temple, because that's where that shot's going. And your hand is going to cover your whole face.
Yeah.
If you put it on your temple.
If you cover the temple, then everything from the temple down is going to be protected, right?
Yeah. And I mean, obviously he didn't there, and that shot landed.
So you could go home and show your fighters that you coach, hey, this is why I tell you to hold that hand by the temple.
Yeah, put it there.
Nice. Okay, well, we're going into our 4th round of this scheduled 6 in this catchweight 142-pound match between Wade Jones. Wade Jones, first time going 6 rounds. Oh. Didn't see that shot. He was, corner was blocking. Were you able to see what he put him down with there,
Yeah,
Chris?
It was a left hook, but it was a combination. Started from the body, and he picked it up to the head. And Hernandez wants to touch gloves, and Wade Jones, I don't think, wants any part of it. He wants to get in there and get that finish.
Wade Jones is smelling a possible finish here in this 4th round of Wade Jones' first 6-rounder. Doesn't want to go 6 rounds his first time, he said. Wants to try to end it in 4, it looks like, because he's coming aggressively to that body, doubling to that hook. Hook into the body, into the head. Got his forehead right in the chin of Hernandez. Really bulling him around so far in this fight here, Chris.
And Wade Jones needs to remember how he dropped him. So he did it with speed. Picked it up with power and combinations, you know. Sometimes when you knock somebody down, and you think you could do it again easy. So that's what Wade Jones is doing now. He thinks he could do it easy again, so he's trying to land one hard shot instead of the combination.
He puts a couple left hooks together, got another nice one to the gut of Hernandez, and man, Hernandez looking at his corner like it's gonna be a surprise, very surprised, spits his mouthpiece out. Oh, now it's got to get it washed. Such a veteran move, man. You see that?
And that's the Corrales-Castillo tactic.
Wow.
There by Hernandez.
Just bought himself an extra 30 seconds to recover. That was clever. That was clever right there. Now he's dancing Miguel Cotto style, trying to use that footwork to back up and counter on Wade Jones, but Jones is not having any of it. Focus in his eyes, laser-like, coming forward, looking to land that finishing blow. He's knocked him down twice. No 3 knockdown rule in this fight, so we might see Jones be able to get another knockdown without getting the finish. Gonna have to get a 10 count or put his opponent all the way out to finish in this round. Less than a minute left here in this 4th round. His opponent walking away, turning his back to him. It might be the beginning of the end here for Hernandez. Clinches.
And there goes that 16 bout experience, you know. It came into play there with the knockdown, put the mouthpiece down.
Big hooks landed from Jones, wow.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, like people at home, I hate that. It was kind of a dick move, but I mean, if you were in that situation, you'd want to buy yourself some time as well.
Absolutely.
But you know, I don't like it. He did it. He's smart about it, and
And it looks like with 10 seconds left, he's going to make it out of this round here
He's
because
going to make it out of this round, yeah. Maybe that was the reason why. But Wade Jones keeps going to the body.
Yeah, you know, you can't really judge a man until you walk a mile in his shoes. And I'll tell you this right now, I would not want to walk a mile in Francisco Hernandez's shoes tonight against Wade Jones.
I wouldn't want to walk 2 blocks right now.
I wouldn't want to walk across the ring right now the way it's looking against Jones. But we are going into the 5th round. I believe this is the first time that Wade Jones has been to the 5th round. All his previous bouts 4-rounders. So we shall see how it looks now that Jones is going into a 5th round, deeper waters for the first time. But to be honest with you, it doesn't look like he's tiring at all.
So Wade Jones doesn't look tired at all. You look over at Francisco Hernandez's corner, and he looks worn out, man.
Yeah, because as you see in this replay, those right cross to the body, left hook to the head puts him down. Look at that, doubling up that jab, man. Jones is putting all kinds of cool combinations together tonight.
He definitely is, you know, putting Hernandez in bad situations. As you guys can see now on the camera, he's been looking down. He's been sitting down, looking down the entire minute that he's been sitting on that stool. Not the body language you want to see from a fighter that you're coaching.
Yeah, definitely not. Again, Hernandez barely made it out of that last round. He had to use every trick in the book to do it. So we'll see if how many more tricks he has left in the bag after that here, if he can survive these last 2 rounds against Wade Jones III.
If he can survive, because Wade Jones is coming in strong.
Oh, huge hook.
And he's shown to be the stronger fighter. And yeah, that was a hard punch there landed by Jones. And he's turning around.
That is going to be the end of the fight. You know, when a fighter turns around and walks to his corner, turns his whole back to his opponent, you know that pretty much is saying, I don't want to do this no more, right?
No, and he said no also. He shook his head.
That was enough was enough?
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you what, though. Hernandez has a hell of a chin because that last right hook that landed.
It was hard.
I'm sorry. I can't believe he didn't go down after all the punishment he's taken already previously. And for him to take that right hook. But that right hook was enough for him to say, you know what, I think I'm done here.
Yeah, he didn't go down, but he knew in that moment, he's like, I don't want to be here.
All right, we will take it to Pablo Flores to make the... Oh, what? First, we got a Wade Jones Thanksgiving message to all his folks back home in Stockton. Let's take a look. I think we're having some audio issues with our Thanksgiving messages. I can just dub it for you guys. Hey, guys, thanks. Wish a happy Thanksgiving to everybody back at home. And I can't wait to fight here for Best in Boxing.
I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my parents that brought me up in the type of way to make me make moves and believe in myself. So happy Thanksgiving. Much love from Team Nasty.
All right, folks. We are ready to take it to Pablo Flores for our official announcement, and I am going to part ways with the booth for just a minute to go interview our winner, Wade Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official time, 33 seconds in round number 4. Tenemos el tiempo oficial, 33 segundos en el cuarto asalto. Declaring your winner by the way of TKO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout técnico. Stockton, California, USA. Still undefeated, Wade Jones III.
We are here with your winner, Wade Jones III. Wow, what an extraordinary performance for you here tonight. I talked to you yesterday and I said, you're moving up a weight class. You got an opponent with much more experience than your original opponent. I said, are you nervous at all? You said, I'm excited because I get a chance to prove my skills. And boy, did you tonight. How did you feel from the opening bell going? You were just being aggressive, going forward. Did you just feel confident from the beginning?
Yes, sir. I was confident in my team. I was confident in all the hard work we put in. And I was just prayed up, blessed by the Lord. So I knew it would be a victory in my favor.
Yeah, you described yourself as a quote-unquote body snatcher, and boy, did you display that body snatching ability here tonight. It looked like investing in those body shots early was part of the game plan. Was that part of your game plan for your original opponent as well? Is that just, you said that's kind of
be aware. Anybody who sees me, they're gonna get hit to the body.
Yeah, definitely. You had vicious body shot KO in the last Best of Boxing you were on. Every time you're on Best of Boxing, you keep putting on a show. Love having you here for Toscano Boxing Promotions. What's next for you? What are you thinking you want to do next in your career?
I'm gonna leave that up to my team, but I just know I'm thankful to be able to enjoy the holidays. I'll be back 2021. If they can find me another fight at the end of the year, I'm with it. But I'm gonna just leave that to the team, and just thank you everybody for tuning in. Stockton, California, I'm here.
All right, right on, guys. Let's hear it one more time for your winner, Wade Jones III.
What happened? They couldn't hear it. Here, hold on. Wait, what are you gonna do? Oh, okay.
As we see the tale of the tape for our fourth bout of the evening between Jose Karma Alvarado and Cristian Flores. Not much of a difference in reach and weight. Everything's close together. You know, Jose Alvarado, the shorter guy by a little bit. But, you know, typically his style anyways is to fight on the inside is Jose Karma Alvarado. So here comes the keys to victory.
Yeah, what do you think each fighter is going to need to do here tonight? You were mentioning that Karma likes to fight on the inside, so you think that's what he's going to need to do to get the victory here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, cater to your style. Do what you've been successful in your 7 previous bouts. You know, that head movement, fighting on the inside. Cristian Flores, you know, is gonna have to box and be smart, use lateral movement to keep Jose Karma Alvarado off of him.
Yeah, definitely a big experience advantage for Cristian Flores, but we've seen Jose El Karma, and we know he's got quite a bit of boxing skill. And we are excited for this 6-round fight tonight. Rules for tonight's 6-round bout. No standing 8 count will happen tonight. No 3-down knockdown rule once again. Only the referee can stop the fight. Fighters cannot be saved by the bell in any round. And fight official after 4 rounds completed. We have just announced Cris Flores to the ring. He is coming out. Got his blue shorts. Got his blue vest, the blue and white here for Cris Flores. Representing that blue corner. This is a super featherweight bout. Again, scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. You're looking at Cristian Flores.
Jose El Karma Alvarado.
El Karma making his way from not too far here, Ensenada, Baja California. So this will definitely be a hometown advantage for him fighting against the fighter from Gelsa, Aragon, Spain in the blue corner. He's coming out is Karma in those pink and baby blue shorts. Now, I've watched some interviews with Karma, and a big Mikel Cotto fan. He says maybe that's why he likes those lighter colors like Cotto used to wear here, but kind of has a similar, you know, counter style to him. Doesn't use as much footwork as Cotto. I think much more in your face.
Let's get ready for 6 rounds of boxing in the super featherweight division. Your 3 judges scored this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces: Sergio Lechuga, Jesse Hernandez y Alejandro Rochin. And your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este combate, el profesor Fernando Renteria. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears blue trunks with silver trim. He officially weighs in 130 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, pantaloncillo color azul con plata, con un peso de 130 libras. In 20 professional bouts, he stands with 12 victories, 6 losses, 2 draws, and 10 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 12 victorias, 6 derrotas, 2 empates y 10 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout.
representando su natal, el fuerte Sinaloa, Cristian Lopez Flores. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears blue with pink and silver. He officially weighs in 131.5 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, con pantaloncillo color azul con rosa y plata, con un peso de 131.5 libras. He stands with 7 professional bouts, 7 victories, no defeats, and 4 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 7 victorias, 0 derrotas y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Damas y caballeros, presentando ustedes el invicto de la bella cenicienta del Pacífico, Ensenada, Baja California, José Karma Alvarado.
Jose Alvarado represents the red.
And with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, su referee, el profesor Fernando Rentería. 6 rounds, 6 asaltos.
And we are ready for this 6th round super featherweight fight between Chris Flores and Jose El Karma Alvarado. As I was saying, Jose is in the red corner with the baby blue trunks with the pink. And you have the dark blue trunks for Cristian Flores.
Of Gelsa, Aragon, Spain, coming a long ways.
Yeah, definitely. Quite a trip to get over here to take on the hometown, or I say home state.
Home state.
Yeah, Ensenada, not too far from here. Hometown of Jose El Karma Alvarado.
And like you mentioned earlier, Brandon, the style of Alvarado is that Cotto style, because that's his favorite fighter, and he has similar head movement. The way Cotto used to sit on his shots, the way he used to throw those hard punches, you know, like you said though, not the movement as much. More of that power stance.
Slip and rip style that he has, that Cotto kind of had when he was able to sit down and really deliver.
The 140-pound version of Miguel Cotto is what I'd compare Alvarado to. You know, where he sit down on the shots, that left hook to the body. Very, very good shots thrown by Alvarado in his previous fights. And a good hook there by Alvarado.
Yeah, Alvarado really likes to kind of slip and rip, stands in front of his opponent, doesn't do too much backward movement, really a forward-moving fighter. But he's fighting a longer fighter here, and that can cause difficulty getting past that jab, right, when you're trying to move forward against a much taller opponent.
Yeah, and Flores doing a good job with the head movement, sticking those straight shots, but he already has a cut over the right eye.
Vicious hook to the head there, got blood coming from the right eye here of Flores. Flores taking a couple hard shots so far early in this fight. Alvarado looking like he's gaining confidence in his approach.
Yeah, just as I was complimenting the way Flores was moving that head, Alvarado catches him with a good hook and opens his eye, above his eye, excuse me.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like the, oh! And Karma gets caught with a counter hook coming in. Maybe he saw that cut and thought he might be able to push, and he got caught with a counter hook himself, Chris.
Yeah, and those are the shots that I was talking about that Cristian Flores is throwing. Like, they're sharp shots. So, as I said that he gets cut, as I kind of tone it down, he drops Alvarado.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna shut my mouth for the rest of this fight.
No, it was a good assumption. I was thinking the same thing you were, and that was a surprise knockdown for me as well there, Chris.
But he set it up good. You know, a hard right hand followed by a left hook, which put down Alvarado.
And now he is putting it on right now. You can see with 10 seconds left, you have Cristian Flores, who already has scored a knockdown, is going hard on Alvarado. He's really trying to put it on him, and you see the redness on the face of Alvarado. Now, wow, what a first round, Chris.
And it finishes with a hard uppercut to the jaw of Alvarado, and you're right. What an opening round by both fighters, man. Alvarado seemed to start and, you know, get his rhythm, and right when I was starting to compliment Alvarado, Flores floors him with a hard shot, man.
Crazy.
That was a very
crazy
good
round right there. Yeah,
very
it
good
started,
right hand left hook landed by Cristian Flores.
Absolutely. Started really good for El Karma, and all of a sudden got maybe a little too aggressive. Now, as a fighter, when you see that you're – oh, actually, let's take a look at this replay real quick here. Probably of that knockdown we saw in the middle of that first round here. What do you see going on in this replay here? Oh.
And I was gonna say we didn't see it there, but it's the right hand left hook. So
There.
boom, boom.
Big, ooh, right on the temple a little bit
so
there.
so I thought it was the hook that dropped him, but it was that right hand right on the button.
Yeah, and
the
he just kind of hit him going down, right?
Yeah, the left hook was just a cherry on top.
You see a extreme focus in the eyes of El Karma Alvarado. It looks like his corner got under his butt in that.
And
ooh,
there goes that
round-breaking. There it
left
is
hook
again.
again.
Wow. Chris Flores is looking really sharp so far in this fight. Very comfortable in there so far against Alvarado, it looks like. Obviously took some damage. You see that right eye, but the blood is not trickling down into his eye, so it's not a cut that would be a fight-ending danger type of cut. The blood is pretty much contained so far by his corner. Good job on his cut, man, in that between that first and second round. And now you see him starting to establish that jab again is Flores.
And he's a hard puncher,
Yes,
is Flores,
definitely.
man. You could see it, man. The way he throws his shots, you could tell they're coming with power. He's got 10 knockouts in his 12 victories.
Yeah, he's got the power, he's got the experience, but he has a young bull in front of him who lands a vicious body shot, uppercut right there.
That was a good body shot landed by Alvarado. Cristian Flores does a little Manny Pacquiao, you didn't hurt me.
What? Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Forget about it. But, you know, you could tell that the intensity in the eyes of Alvarado is kicked up quite a bit between rounds here. You could tell he's really understands that he's got a high-level opponent in front of him. Doing a little stippity step. There is Flores trying to draw a punch out of his opponent maybe. Ooh, another nice lead uppercut.
It's an uppercut hook. I like it, man. And you're right. He's staying composed. Is Alvarado, even though he was dropped in the first round. He's coming back here with a decent second round. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but
yeah,
he may be winning this round.
Yeah, you know, and he did lose a point for that knockdown, so it was a 10-8 round that last round. So, you know, he's got a little making up to do if he wants to kind of catch up on the scorecards. Oh,
and there
vicious
goes
shots from Flores.
Flores landing those hard shots, man. He throws everything into those shots.
Oh, he tried it again, but Alvarado said not this time. He
yeah,
slipped,
very good counters.
Came back, and then again, you see that Cotto-like slip and rip style coming out of Alvarado in that last combination. Yeah, maybe sometimes some fighters need to get hit one time before they're really focusing, and maybe that knockdown kind of woke up Alvarado there.
It definitely seemed to have woke him up. I don't think I'd want that to be how I get woken up. But
I'd like to get woken up but not knocked down, right?
Yeah.
Well, we will see if Flores can continue to land heavy shots because, oh, a nice counter right hand from Alvarado. 10 seconds left in this second round of this scheduled 6-round super featherweight bout. Back and forth they go. Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh.
And a little bit off balance was Flores right there at the end, but nonetheless, that was a good right hand landed by Alvarado.
Definitely was here going into the third round of this 6-rounder.
And one thing I always say, Ryan, is you know a fight is good when you're in the third round and it seems like, you know, you're starting the fight because those 2 rounds went by very, very fast.
Yeah, you hear, I'm surprised when I hear the 10-second clap. I'm going, already? 10 seconds left?
Yeah.
And I have a clock here telling me where we're at. But I'm so enthralled in the action, Chris, that I'm not even looking at our monitors because my eyes are glued to the ring. It's one of those fights. Let's take a look at a replay from that last round. There goes Alvarado coming forward with that aggression and kind of slipping and ripping there. That hook cross lands, follows up with the jab.
And the story of the fight there, because both fighters are in it to win it. You know, you're not seeing one guy fold yet. It's competitive, and that's what you want to see. You know, from up and comers. You know, like Jose El Karma Alvarado, you want to see him in tough fights at the beginning of his career.
Yeah, he's 7-0, 4 KOs. It's about time for that step up in competition for him, and he definitely has it here tonight in Cristian Flores. Back and forth they go.
A good veteran fighter, you know, with 10 knockouts on his resume.
Yeah, you know, he's definitely carries enough power to hurt his opponent. Obviously, he put him down in that first round, but Alvarado's come back really well. Lands a nice right hand over the top there. He's really starting to find his range as Alvarado here now in this third round, Chris.
Yeah, he's starting to find that right hand, something that he wasn't able to do. There it goes again in the first two rounds. So in the first couple rounds, he was landing that hook. As you can see, the cut on Flores' face, but now he's adding that right hand.
Oh, right, Flores is coming right back, though. He's pressuring Alvarado, pushing him back. He's not showing any signs of backing off here, even though he's eaten a couple nice right hands so far in this third round, halfway through.
And the blood is starting to flow once again from the face of Flores, you know, from those shots right now landed by Alvarado.
And not only on the right side with the blood, but now those right hands from Alvarado are starting to show a little redness on the left cheek as well of Flores. So both sides of Flores' face are looking like they're getting tattered up. Karma goes to the body, slips a couple hooks.
Good combination there by Alvarado. Nice rebuttal by Flores.
Really, really highly contested fight. Back and forth as they go. Both corners are egging their fighters to go forward and be aggressive and land shots here. Alvarado, ooh, lands a nice little lead hook. Tries it again, over the top though, of Flores. Ooh, they trade jabs. Oh, there's that big right hand again. Oh, and that lead uppercut. That lead uppercut seems to be a good punch here for Alvarado in this fight. He's landed it a couple times to the body and to the chin of his opponent, Flores. Ooh, but a nice lead hook, wow.
Nice lead hook, and it seemed to kind of maybe buzz Alvarado.
Yeah.
He didn't hurt him, but I mean, it got his attention.
Reminded him, I'm still here and I can still hurt you.
Yeah.
Right?
But good head movement there.
See a little bit.
And another good round by Alvarado, in my opinion.
Yep.
You know, he's starting to climb that steep hill that Flores put him into in that first round. You know, winning 2 back-to-back rounds, in my opinion, once again.
What do you tell your fighter after they get knocked down? Say he gets knocked down in the first round of a 6-rounder, there's plenty of fight left to go. What do you tell to kind of settle him down in between rounds?
Well, stay focused. It's an uphill climb, but you can do it. And it's something that Jose Alvarado's proven right now. He's steadily climbing that hill. As we see right here, in the replay, how he's able to land that right hand and that little uppercut that you're talking about earlier. That's a lead, but that one is more of a finish to the combination.
Follow up. Yeah,
that was a finish to the combination. And he's climbing that hill, man. So if you score the last 2 rounds for Alvarado, you have to score the first round for Flores because he dropped him.
Yeah.
It's even right now going into the 4th round.
So we might have an even fight, 4th round of the 6-rounder. Super featherweight action between Jose El Karma Alvarado in the light blue pink shorts. Dark blue shorts worn by Cristian Flores in the blue corner. They have gone back and forth, guys. It is myself, Brandon Kyle, alongside Chris Martin. We are calling Best in Boxing, Future Champions 3 here for Toscano Boxing Promotions. It has been an epic night so far of boxing. We've had some great performances from several different boxers on the card, and we're having a great fight between 2 great boxers here tonight in Alvarado and Flores. Oh, trade a right for a hook.
And from the corner, one thing about this scenery here, where we don't have much of a Well, we don't have an audience at all.
Yeah,
we
it's just people working the show, basically.
Exactly. I was going to say that you can hear the corner, and they both speak Spanish, so, you know, they're hearing what each other's corner is telling them, so maybe kind of nullify the strategy, you know, and you have to come up with your own thing or little variation.
You're telling basically the opponent exactly what you want your fighter to do, and then it kind of gives them a heads up of what's coming, right?
Yeah.
So it does change the atmosphere a bit of a professional boxing match when you can hear every single word that their corner is saying.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's like a professional sparring match.
Yeah,
you know?
you're like in a gym with very limited viewers, and you know that could kind of intensify a fight a little bit. I think. Oh, nice combination.
Hard shots there landed by Flores, and you know Alvarado took him well.
Yeah, Flores is, you know, I think Flores is putting his foot down a little bit. I don't think he liked what happened in the last round, and maybe the last 2 rounds. He doesn't seem like he's in control as much as he was, obviously, in that first one he got the knockdown. So it looks like he might be trying to hit the gas a little bit and regain control of this fight here in this 4th round. About a minute left in that 4th round, and we'll see if
oh, wow, another hook, and that was a lead hook there by Flores.
Flores is starting to lead with that front hand, just like and then Alvarado answers right back. Chris, this is like a high-level chess match. You take my pawn, I take your pawn. You take my horse, I take your rook. Every time one makes a move, the other one comes right back, and that's what makes exciting boxing, right?
It makes very exciting boxing. You know, you want to see a competitive fight. Nobody likes to watch a football game where one team is dominating. You want to see a competitive match. Nobody likes seeing baseball where one team is dominating. You want to see a competitive match. Same here with boxing.
Yeah, definitely. And great matchmaking here through Toscano Boxing Promotions. Always put together good fights. And we will see what's going to happen here in the 5th round. See the blood trickling still from the eye of Cristian Flores. Not much wear and tear on the face of El Karma Alvarado, but he has taken a shot early and got knocked down by a nice hook in the 1st round. Alvarado been showing his chin, though. Takes a nice left hook here in this last round. Comes back, slips a hook. It looked like Flores really trying to push in that round, maybe feeling like he was losing control of the fight. Decided he was going to put his foot down in that last round, and it was a tough round to score. I'd hate to be one of the judges in that last round. I'd hate to be one of the judges in this fight altogether just because it's such a back-and-forth fight.
Yeah, it's back and forth, and maybe that was the closest round right there, that last one.
Yeah.
Brandon, I don't really know how to pick a winner. I'm kind of enjoying the fight, not really scoring the fight.
Yeah, definitely. It's tough. It's tough sometimes when you're commentating a fight and you get completely absorbed in it and you forget that you're here also to describe what's going on here. But you see the sweat just kind of flinging all over when these guys are accepting each other's punches. Intensity has not faded whatsoever. We are in the 5th round of a scheduled 6, and these guys are just as aggressive and pumped up as they were in the 1st round. Maybe even more now as you see Alvarado really try to stick that jab. Looks like the corner of Flores is maintained that cut pretty well, though. I haven't seen too much blood leaking from it. They're doing a good job in between rounds. And
yeah, they're doing a very good job in between rounds, but the only time it opens up is when Alvarado opens it up, you know. He was able to do it last round. See if he's able to do it this round as well.
He's certainly trying with those looping lead left hooks. There is Alvarado.
Oh,
heavy shots.
Heavy shots thrown by Alvarado, by both fighters there.
Feel like Alvarado feels like he needs to really dominate these last 2 rounds, and you can tell he's absolutely given everything he's got to do so. Nice head movement there from Alvarado.
And nice combination thrown there by Flores. You know, good evasion by Alvarado, but you got to give props to both fighters there, you know.
And you made an analogy to baseball. Sometimes a hitter can't see the pitches coming early from a pitcher, but later on in the game, he starts to see the pitches coming in. It seems like Alvarado's kind of starting to see the pitches coming from Flores a little bit better now, and he's able to bob and weave out of the way of those heavy shots coming from Flores.
And that's what happens when you're a true professional. You know, you start to get the other man's timing. You start to see the shots coming a little better, you know. Once again, if you're a true professional. Also, if you're in shape, it makes it easier. If you're not in shape, it makes it a lot harder. You know, anybody that's ever been in the boxing ring can attest to that. You have to be in shape in order to be able to perform at this level.
And you know, speaking of in shape, it seems to me like Flores is losing a little steam on his punches. They're coming out a little bit slower. They're not hitting the mark like they were earlier in the fight. Maybe, you know, taking shots and having such an intense fight is starting to wear on the conditioning of Cristian Flores.
That'll always be the case. One reference I always use is video games. You know, when with the power meter, you know, that is something kind of like what it is, because you start to hit somebody over and over, you start to wear on that power meter, you know.
It starts to wear down slowly.
It affects your conditioning and just your performance overall. That power meter is real.
Well, you know, there's an old saying, fatigue makes cowards of all men. But I'll tell you what, Cristian Flores seems like he's fatiguing, but he's definitely not making a coward out of him, because he is still coming forward, still trying to be aggressive and land heavy shots. It just seems like those shots aren't hitting the mark as they were earlier in the fight, Chris.
Yeah, they don't seem to be coming with the same oomph, if I guess I could say.
Yeah, speaking of oomph, let's take a look at a replay from this last round here. What are you seeing going on here? Oh.
Little slippage there, but good counters, good slips and counters landed by Alvarado. You know, he's doing a good job of boxing. And boxing inside the distance, you know. Being in close quarters, which is hard.
Yeah. Especially after, you know, 5 hard rounds. We're going into the 6th round, guys. Man, what a fight it's been here between Jose El Karma Alvarado, fighting out of Ensenada, Baja California. He's taking on Chris Flores in the dark blue trunks there. He's from Gelsa, Aragon, Spain. Both guys have gone back and forth, landing heavy shots. You see Flores is wearing it a little bit more than Alvarado, but Flores the only one with a knockdown so far in this fight. That was a first-round knockdown of Alvarado, but it's pretty much been Alvarado's fight, I guess you could say, as far as on the scorecards. It seems like he may be up, but...
Oh, wow. Ooh. Nice uppercut landed by Alvarado. And you're right. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
I think you might be right as far as the scorecards go. Alvarado doing the better work throughout the fight. You know, obviously, Flores had a wonderful first round. That's how you want to start every round, you know, put your opponent on his ass. But, you know, Alvarado climbing that steep hill.
Yeah, he is, and but you know, when you leave it in the judges' the hands of the judges and their scorecards, you never really know what's going to happen. So you see Alvarado coming forward. It looks like he might want to put an explanation point on this fight here, this final 6th round. I don't know if he's going for a finish or he just wants to leave a nice impression on the judges, but he is definitely turning up the heat here, looking for a big shot to land on Flores. Maybe wants to make sure, maybe get a knockdown, make sure he can even out that score. It could easily be an even fight, just depending on how you judge this fight. And
yeah, so, there was 1 or 2 rounds that may have been close, but you know, the ones that were for Alvarado were clearly for Alvarado.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. Oh man, another 1-2 lands for Alvarado. Flores opens up his hands as to say he's welcoming of those shots. They're not hurting him, but he can't seem to land his return shots when he comes forward.
And Alvarado does the same thing, maybe to kind of mock him, puts his hands up in the air, Manny Pacquiao style.
Yeah, you got that? So do I. Oh, big miss, lead uppercut, you know. It's kind of cool to see Cristian Flores get hit with those lead uppercuts and say, and try to go for him too. You know, it's like, oh, you got that, I got that punch too, but not quite as effective with that lead uppercut as Alvarado's been tonight. Whew,
yeah, and once fatigue starts to settle in, you could see who the more polished fighter is, because, like you said, fatigue will, I forgot.
Make cowards of all men.
Yeah. But in this case, I'm not saying he's a coward, but I'm just saying his style is kind of
is fading. Well, we only have 20 seconds left in this fight. Ladies and gentlemen, this super featherweight fight here. I'm sorry, super welterweight fight going on. No, featherweight, I was correct.
Yeah,
featherweight fight between Jose Carmen Alvarado and Chris Flores. 10 seconds left, guys. This sixth and final round. It's been a barn burner so far. Both guys still throwing with everything they got here. Alvarado trying to put an exclamation point on this. And let's see if that was enough to win the fight. He took an early knockdown. That was a 10-8 round for Flores, but he really, as you said, climbed his way back up the hill. And it seems, from our standpoint at least, that he's done enough to possibly get this a win on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, man, this was impressive. You know, if the judges saw it the way I see it, and maybe you see it, Alvarado will get his 8th victory. But that's what you want, man. As a prospect, you want to see your fighter in hard fights. So later on in his career, it's not a uncharted territory for him to go into hard fights like this, you know, whether it be for titles or for whatever, you know.
Let's see Alvarado try to really stand out in the judges' eyes here the last 10 seconds of this fight here, Chris.
And that's what he did, you know. He wanted to put an exclamation point on the fact that he probably did win this fight, and just coming through with grit. You know, hard fight, fought his way back after having, you know, a tumultuous first round. But in my opinion, he did it, you know.
Yeah, I think so too.
And props to Cristian Flores, man. He put up a great fight, gave Alvarado, the prospect here, troubles at the beginning of this fight, as we take it to Pablo Flores for our initial announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has gone to the distance of 6 rounds, and now we go to the judges' scorecards. Damas y caballeros, después de 6 rounds de combate, nos vamos con las tarjetas de los jueces. Judge, el juez Alejandro Rochin, he turned in scorecards 57 to 56, 57 a 56, and both judges Sergio Lechuga and Jesse Hernandez have the same scores of 58 to 55. Estos dos últimos jueces coinciden en números 58 a 55. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime. And still undefeated, aún invicto, puritito Ensenada, José El Karma Alvarado.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'll do that.
I'm here with your winner, Jose Karma Alvarado.
Estoy con el ganador, Karma Alvarado.
Jose, you had a tough opponent here today. He hit you with a shot in the first round that put you down. Did it hurt you, or was it just kind of like it hit you off balance, or did you have any effect from that shot?
¿Te lo colocó? ¿Tuviste algún efecto después de eso?
No, la caída pues sí fue de golpe, obviamente, ¿no? Pero estaba un poquito mal parado, me agarró mal parado, pero también fue la derecha del contrincante, que sí está fuerte, la verdad. Es un contrincante que tiene 12 ganadas, 10 por nocaut. Yo creo que es una pegada respetable y es un contrincante difícil, ¿no?
Yeah, well, he caught me a little bit, you know, wrong standing, but he also has a really nice and powerful right hand. He's a power puncher, and I had to give credit to him.
What did your corner tell you in between the first and second round after you got knocked down? Sometimes that can fluster a fighter when they get knocked down in the first. They know they have a hill to climb.
A veces es algo que tienen que hacer y venir desde atrás por esa caída.
What did your corner tell you in between those 2 rounds?
¿Qué es lo que te dijo tu esquina en esos 2 rounds?
Pues la esquina, en cuanto llegué, me preguntó que si cómo estaba. Yo le dije que estaba perfectamente bien. Me recuperé el último round. El round estaba perdido. Y lo que me dijeron es, ¿sabes qué? Hay que llevar al contrincante porque es un contrincante difícil. Hay que empezar a apretar los rounds porque si no se nos van unos puntos.
Yes, definitely. They told me, they asked me how was I doing after the first fall, and I felt okay, but they told me that I have to press a little bit more because I had a tough opponent in front of me, and so that's what I try to do, try to regain, try to recover, and close the fight.
Now, going into that sixth round, you probably felt confident, but you know, going to the judges' scorecards can always be dangerous. What were you thinking going into that sixth round? Did you think you had to really win that sixth round to be able to make sure and ensure the victory here tonight?
¿Sentiste que tenías que ganar este último, el sexto round para asegurar la victoria?
Sí, yo creo que si no me hubiera llevado este sexto round, el contrincante obviamente se lleva la pelea por los dos primeros rounds que me ganó por la caída. Por eso yo decidí apretar y arriesgar, no teníamos que arriesgar el último round para llevarnos las traquetas.
I knew I had to close the fight. I knew that the first 2 rounds I lost them, so you know, I try to pull up, I try to pressure, and I try to close the fight.
Yeah, we're not too far from your home here in Ensenada. How does it feel fighting so close to home and fighting for Toscano Boxing Promotions? Every time you fight for the show, you put on a great performance. Do you really enjoy fighting close to home, kind of like a hometown advantage here?
Sí, claro, es algo que disfruto y aceptar nuevos retos que me impone la empresa, ¿no? Soy un peleador que gracias a Dios pues vamos agarrando experiencia y se me presentan contrincantes que cada vez me ponen a pensar, pero eso es bueno si algún día quiero llegar a un campeonato mundial, porque una pelea de campeonato mundial no se me va a poner fácil, ¿no?
I feel comfortable, and I always like to have challenges. I know that as my career goes on, I will have a different kind of opponents, harder opponents, but well, this is what we train for, and I think I'm up to it.
Well, we definitely think you're ready here at Best in Boxing. Every time you're on here, you put on a great show. Can't wait to see you on the show again. Let's hear for your opponent. I mean, your winner one more time. Oh, sorry. His opponent would like to say something.
Quiero pedir la revancha porque no me gustó la decisión. Que sea, ya hablé con los promotores atrás y quiero pedir la revancha directa.
I want to have a rematch. I didn't agree with the scorecards, and well, hopefully I will talk to the promoters and see if we can get a rematch.
Well, I don't know. Would you be interested in possibly having a rematch in the future with Flores?
Adelante, yo creo que el contrincante se lo merece la revancha. Aquí está Jorge Toscano, la revancha cuando sea, no importa.
I think my opponent deserves a rematch. Here's the opponents are in ringside, so I'm up to it.
All right, well, maybe we'll see these guys fight on a future Best in Boxing Toscano Promotions. Guys, let's hear it one more time for El Karma Alvarado!
¿Qué tal? Mi nombre es José Alvarado, soy un peleador en las 130 libras, tengo un récord de 8-0, 7-0, 4 knockouts. Quiero dar gracias a Dios por primeramente Dios tener mi familia bien, con salud. Quiero dar también gracias a Dios por tener un compromiso este 21 de noviembre, ya que muchos peleadores estamos parados por la pandemia que estamos sufriendo en el mundo. También gracias a Dios por permitirme estar bien, con bien de salud, por permitirme que toda la ciudad de Tijuana estemos bien, con salud. Y pues desearles un feliz día, acción de gracias a toda la gente en Estados Unidos, mandarles un abrazo, un cordial saludo y muchas felicitaciones.
And we are back. Let's take a look at the breakdown for our next fight. Tail of the tape. We have two opponents equal in age here, both 32 years old. A height advantage for Ivan Alvarez at 5'7". He's got a couple inches over the 5'5". Alessandro Rigocini, 151.5 for Rigocini, 153 for Alvarez. A significant reach advantage, 74 inches to the 68.5-inch reach of Rigocini does have Alvarez. This is a 10-round co-main event welterweight fight. We are extremely excited. We were going to take a look here at our keys to victory for the fight here tonight. Rigocini actually fought this opponent several fights ago, and he finished him with first-round KO. He does not expect it to be that type of fight again tonight. He expects to win, but he does not expect it to go as quickly as it did. He didn't say it was lucky, but he said he knows his opponent is tough. Even Alvarez has to keep some distance this time. He does has a huge reach advantage, and so we are going to see if he can do that.
Elegante Alvarez.
Here we go, guys. We have Ivan Elegante Alvarez making his way to the ring. 29-10-1 with 19 KOs. Coming out of the Ciudad Obregón in Sonora, Mexico. This is a 10-round welterweight fight. Alvarez representing the blue corner here. He's got the red trunks with the white lace.
Italia, Alessandro Rigocini.
And making his way to the ring, second is Alessandro Rigocini from San Sepolcro, Italy. Actually has been in Tijuana training for some time now. Got a lot of experience, speaks Italian, he speaks Spanish, he speaks English. So it was an interesting interview. Actually offered to translate his opponent's interview for me, and I said, I don't think that's such a good idea there.
Yeah, that's impressive right there.
Yeah, so, but Rigocini, interesting style here. You know, he's kind of upright, but obviously has extreme power. 24 victories with 20 KOs. Chris, that's a very impressive knockout rate there for Rigocini. But he is got a very experienced Ivan Elegante Alvarez in front of him. 29-10-1.
Caballeros, Toscano Boxing Promotions presentan este encuentro pactado a 10 rounds en la división de peso welter. All right, boxing fans, let's get ready for 10 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Your three judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus tres jueces: Jesse Hernandez, Sergio Lechuga y Alejandro Rochin. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este combate, el referee internacional, el profesor Juan José Ramírez. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears red trunks with silver trim. He officially weighs in 153 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, pantaloncillo color rojo con plata, con un peso de 153 libras. In 40 professional bouts, he stands with a record of 29 victories, 10 defeats, 1 draw, and 19 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 29 victorias, 10 derrotas, un empate y 19 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. De Ciudad Obregón, Sonora, Iván Elegante Alvarez. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears white trunks with red trim. He officially weighs in 151.5 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, pantaloncillo color blanco con rojo, con un peso de 151.5 libras. In 24 professional bouts, he stands perfect. 24 victories, no losses,
in 20 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 24 victorias, 0 derrotas y 20 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. De San Sepolcro, Italia. Signora e signore, presentando a voi, introducing Alessandro Rigocini. And now to give out the final instructions con las indicaciones finales, su referee el profesor Juan José Ramírez. 10 rounds, 10 asaltos.
Muy bien, vamos a una pelea limpia, bonita. No hay que cometer faules porque puede perder la pelea. Entonces la vamos a decir que es mejor. Cuéntalo, yo lo bendiga. Fuera segundos, abajo todo. Abajo. Abajo la toalla, todo abajo, por favor.
Jamestown, California. Thanks for being a part of the Toscano team and Tijuana Police and Fire Department for everything they've done for us here to support this show. And we are underway in our next 10-round welterweight fight here between Alessandro Rigocini, 24-0, 20 KOs, taking on Ivan Elegante Alvarez, 29-10-1, 10 KOs himself. Obviously, you see the experience level here, Chris, as both fighters just kind of coming out, kind of touching, nothing too aggressive here so far, just kind of feeling each other out.
Yeah, that's what it should be, you know, a good feel-out round from both fighters as a professional.
10-rounder as well, so you got quite a bit of time to put in some work here.
Yeah, definitely. You have the experience in both fighters. Both fighters, you know, over 20 professional fights, 40 professional fights for Alvarez in total. So, you know, that's a good record. He's got a winning record and a good test for the undefeated Rigocini.
Yeah, absolutely. The 32-year-old Alvarez, as you said, 40 professional fights. Quite a bit of experience here, but did suffer a first-round KO from Rigocini a couple fights ago. So maybe, you know, obviously he's got respect for him here.
Yeah.
He's not going to come rushing in on anything. But as Rigocini said in his fighter interview yesterday, I've got a lot of respect for Alvarez. I know he's a good fighter. I know I had a quick KO, but I do not expect it to be that easy this time. So he's expecting a possible 10-round war. He prepares for that every time, and looks like he's coming out, you know, kind of, you know, pacing himself so far here.
And that's a very smart thing that you just said about Rigocini. The fact that he knows that it might not be the same result against Alvarez this time around, you know, and that he's gonna have to put in that work. Very modest way to look at it as well, too. You know, hey man, this might go the distance. So that's good that he looks at it that way. But still, maybe he can do it again.
Yeah. And then as you see, you know, Rigocini kind of has an upright style. He's got that high guard, you know, doesn't really tuck his chin too low, but he keeps his hands high. You know, is that kind of like a European style that he carries with him? Do you notice a difference between like Mexican, American, and European boxers in that sense?
Definitely do. The way he throws his shots, the way he stands up a little straighter, there is a difference, man. It's noticeable, you know. I mean, he's undefeated as Rigocini. He's 24-0, you know, so it's paid off to this point. But yeah, you know, as a Mexican fighter, Alvarez has a different style, is going to maybe give him that challenge. He seems a little slow to me, to be honest, probably to you guys as well out there.
You know, and we were talking earlier about Grachev and how he said in Russia they idolize boxing. Olympic, you know, boxing is the highest, you know, level. That's what you aspire to when you're boxing as a kid. And I think maybe a lot of the Europeans have that kind of almost like an amateur style. Often when they come out, it's much more. It's you know, it's a point scoring style. It might not be necessarily come forward and aggressive like a Mexican style fighter or whatnot.
Yeah, one thing that I do see from the European crowds, like when you watch fights, you know, across the pond, like they like to say, the audience, you know, the audience is a little bit more quiet. They clap when they see a good combination or they see a good counter, as opposed to Western, you know, side of the the country, I mean the world, excuse me, we want more action, and we tend to bark more when we see that action, that back and forth, you know, not necessarily that the little sweet science that Rigocini is providing us with here today.
Yeah, it's
or
funny,
at least in the first round.
It's funny that you mentioned maybe the European Rigocini feels at home with this no crowd, because you're right, when you're watching the European fight, sometimes it's completely silent, and you'll just hear a little clap and a little roar when they land a shot, but it's not a constant screaming and roaring, a hyped up, excited crowd like you might find in the States here.
Like you find in Vegas, you know, that type of fight.
Yeah, it's very weird.
And as we were as we were talking, Rigocini lands some good shots to the body, lands a good jab there.
And I really like, you know, Rigocini is just kind of, he's putting numbers together right now. He's not putting too much power on it. He's kind of trying to find his openings. I do suspect, though, as the fight goes on, you're going to start to see Rigocini put a little bit more mustard on those punches.
Yeah, maybe. We're not too familiar with his style, but he may be content to just kind of cruise to an easy victory. He seems to be having a fairly easy time landing his shots.
Yeah, I don't know, you know, 20 KOs in 24 fights. I have a funny feeling
that
he might want to go for that in a 10-round fight as well. You know, in the second half of the fight, I have a feeling that Rigocini's.
You're going to throw numbers at me, Brandon. All right.
Hey, man, it's all about the numbers, right?
It's all about the numbers.
But, yeah, it seems effective so far, is Rigocini against a former opponent that he's already taken out, Ivan Alvarez. But Ivan Alvarez looking calm, composed. Looks like it's obviously not going to happen a first-round knockout this time, but I think both fighters kind of, you know, it seems like they're kind of just, you know, touching right now, and neither of them is really biting down on their mouthpiece and throwing with everything they got so far. So
no, like absolutely not. You're right.
Both fighters are kind of pacing themselves a little bit, so I do expect probably to see a little bit more heat coming in the later rounds. But man, it's a very nice technical fight. It's almost like watching a bit of a tennis match here, you know, back and forth. But Rigocini's definitely getting the best of Alvarez so far, I'd say.
I don't know if I'd use that analogy for a tennis, but I'd say it's more like of a sparring session because of the cadence and the shots that are being thrown. I never want to lie to the audience, you know, and that's what it is, you know. Rigocini seems to be having his way with Alvarez. And not to discredit Alvarez, because, you know, respect every fighter that gets in there, but just kind of having his way is Rigocini. Every time he throws like there, that hook to the body, every time he throws, he lands. He's like throwing rocks out in the ocean or something. Everything's landing.
Now, I have actually had the opportunity to watch Rigocini fight a couple times, and he will do this until he stops doing this. And what I mean by that is he'll throw these type of punches, and then out of these like lighter exchanges, all of a sudden he'll just rip off one big shot, and I think that's how he gets his KOs.
Okay.
It might be like a lolling style almost. I'm touching you, you. You feel like you can take it, so you start coming forward, and before you know it, I plant that foot down and throw that lead right and catch you coming in. I've seen him get a couple knockouts like that. Also, I've seen him kind of lean to the left and rip that body hook and come back upstairs. So he kind of has almost like, you know, one of those styles where he's making his opponent feel comfortable, and then all of a sudden, bang, one big shot comes.
Okay, I can see that.
So you kind of see that in this replay right here. He's just kind of touching. But later on in fights, he'll touch, and then bang, you know.
You get used to that. You're right. You might be able to get used to that monotone pace, and you're like, oh, I could take this guy's shots.
Yep.
And then boom, he turns it up. Let's see if he's able to do it here in the third round.
Oh,
as we say that.
We were just talking about
that. We were
that.
just talking about it.
Straight right to the body. Alvarez is down. He's hurt. I think this fight is over. There is no way he's going to be able to recover from that. Is the ref saying that it was? I'm not sure what's going on here. Is he saying it was a low blow or?
I don't know what he's saying it was.
He's not.
He dropped a little bit too quick for it.
I'm not sure what's going on, guys. For you. Oh, okay, fight's over, guys. Okay, I was going to say, I thought from the lack of response from Rigocini, oh my God, what is this, a day in the office? Like Rigocini just picks up his briefcase and walks to his corner.
I want to see the replay because that happened so fast.
Wow. And we were just talking about how he can just come out of nowhere with it. And here we go. Let's take a look at that replay.
He turned it up.
He's just back. That lead right hand, plants that foot and puts it right on the belly. And look at him walk away like another day at the office. Wow.
And typically you get like a delayed reaction, but it must have been like a quick shock.
Maybe hit that solar plex.
Hit that solar plex.
Knock the wind out of him.
Let's look at it again.
From
see
a different angle, maybe.
Yeah.
It kind of, it almost, maybe
it seems like in the solar plex, but a little bit to the left of it.
Yeah, clipped it here, and maybe he like skimmed the liver on the way down or something like that. But man, good Lord. Like we were talking about, low, and then explode like a snake with that vicious body shot that puts Alvarez down.
We got a new nickname for Alessandro Rigocini, the Cobra.
The Cobra strikes like a snake, lays in the grass and waits, and next thing you know, opponent is down, face first on the canvas, and a vicious KO victory, making his 25-0 record with 21 knockouts after this fight. Good Lord, Alessandro Rigocini. What a right hand to the body that was.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo oficial, 16 segundos en el tercer asalto. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official time, 16 seconds into round number 3. Declaring your winner by the way of KO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout. San Sepolcro, Italia, está presente Alessandro Rigocini.
¿Habla inglés?
Sí. Habla español.
Alessandro Rigocini, wow. We were just, me and Chris Martin in the broadcast booth, were just talking about how in the early rounds you're just kind of touching, maybe kind of lulling your opponent into coming forward so you could plant that foot and land a big right hand or left hook. It was a right hand to the body tonight. Did you see that earlier in the fight as going to be an opportunity for you to stick that shot and ultimately finish your opponent here tonight?
This fight was a return for me after a year of totally stops, only training because for the COVID-19. So I return, I start softly because I am programming to make 10 rounds. I can start full
power right off the bat,
full power and all, but my trainer Eric Rubio tell me more power, more frequency of the hits. So I give up with my power, and I
able to get that finish.
Yes. And in the early round, I saw the big shot.
Yeah.
In the third round, so I use my right hand with full power. No.
Wow, vicious knockout, and that makes your record, 21 knockouts and 25 victories here. Now, you told me before this fight that before the COVID hit, you were in line for a WBC title fight, and because of the long layoff, they were forced you to take a fight before that to kind of show that you still are ready to go.
Of course. I won the interim silver world title in the welterweight. I defended for 2 times, so I think for a title shot. But when I defend the title in October 2019, the COVID arrived, so I stopped for 1 year. So the WBC tell me you have to make one more fight to reactivate your record, to reactivate your power, your
status.
Your status.
Yeah.
And I think I demonstrated the return, no?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you told me that you finished this opponent before in the first round, but you told me you did not expect it to be that easy this time. Did he show you anything that bothered you? Did you have any trouble? Because from our standpoint, it looked like you just kind of was a walk in the park fight for you tonight.
And this is not a trouble. The first and the second round I start softly because I program in my mind to make 10 rounds. So the last time in Florence with the WBC silver on the line, I start normally like this, but in the first round I connect a body shot, and I saw even Alvarez make he accused it. So I start with all my power. In this case, my trainer tell me start with your power because you can fight. You have to more power. You need more power, more frequency of your hits. So I start in the third round. I saw the opportunity and I connect with the right shot.
Oh, beautiful shot here. And you see right hands knock people out when they're headshots, but very rarely do you see a right hand knock somebody out so viciously to the body.
I got a black belt in karate because before to start with boxing, I was 4-time kickboxing world champion. So I start with the kickboxing and the karate. So this hit is from
that karate stance. Wonderful. Well, we can't wait to see you again. Yeah. Guys, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Alessandro Rigocini, everybody.
George Toscano here, President of Toscano Boxing Promotions. Just to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas. And in this holiday season, I am most thankful for my family, for the fans of the sport, and for everybody that I've been able to meet in this great journey that we call boxing. Happy holidays.
Hello, my name is Israel Alvarado with Toscano Boxing Promotions, and there's 3 things that I'm thankful for this year. Obviously, my health, my family, and being able to follow my dream here in the boxing world. And I want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Marietta. I love you. And we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts and have happy holidays from Toscano Boxing Promotions.
Yeah, so with Rubio, it was like you said, it was tactical at the beginning. We knew he faded towards the end. Like on the video that we had of him, he faded towards the end. He was real sharp in the beginning, and so he faded towards the end. And so that's kind of what we were waiting on. You know, the first couple rounds he's going to be sharp, so we weren't trying to, you know, exchange too much with him. You know, he's a grown man, so you know any punch he lands could, you know, daze me or something. And so we were trying to wait him out to the end, and then, I mean, I just timed that right hand, went under it, and came over the top with the left. And I mean, I didn't think it was gonna end that way. I think it was just a reaction. I knew he was if you go and look at it, he'd throw a double jab and a right hand a lot, and so I just I knew it was coming. I just didn't know what to throw to counter it. And at the end, I mean, I just timed it and it caught him perfect. Yeah, a lot of my family was telling me, like, you normally don't celebrate the way you did after that fight. Like, you could see you were happy, and it was like, yeah, because, you know, we worked hard for that fight, and you know, the first couple rounds were technical. It was, like you said, it was going back and forth, and so to have a fight end that way, in that fashion, I hadn't had one end that way, and so it was exciting for me. And I felt bad celebrating so early. I was like, you know, I didn't even make sure he was okay at first, but I mean, he was all good. So
from Stockton, California, USA, and still undefeated, Manuel Jaimes.
Guys, we're moving on to our co-main event of the evening. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape here. We have Damian Samurai Sosa, 23 years old, taking on Ernesto Olvera, 25, 5'9" for Sosa, 5'8" for Olvera. Both coming in at 153 pounds for tonight's fight. Pretty much identical reach here. Got a 1-inch advantage for Sosa in this 10-round super welterweight fight. Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit about what each fighter is going to need to do to take the victory here tonight in this co-main event?
So for me, in my opinion, for Damian Samurai Sosa, what he does best, and that is box using the lateral movements. Do not go straight back, as Ernesto Olvera, his best way to win in this situation would be just to come forward, you know, dip his head down and land big shots. But Damian Sosa does a very good job of using the ring, using his distance, and a very good boxer puncher is Damian Sosa.
And joining us on this co-main event, we have Jorge Toscano. He is the owner-operator of Toscano Boxing Promotions. Jorge, we are so glad to have you be able to sit in here on this co-main event. Yeah. Now you putting this fight together. What do you expect to see out of this co-main event? 10-round, or I'm sorry, 10-round fight here tonight.
Well, Sosa's definitely a pressure fighter. He does box, but he's definitely a pressure fighter.
Sorry, a little audio issues here with Jorge's microphone here. We'll get that squared away here, but we are absolutely glad to have him sitting for this co-main event. Let's go over the rules real quick, guys, for this next match. No standing 8 count in this fight. No 3 knockdown rule, guys. Only the referee can stop the fight, and fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. The fight becomes official after 4 rounds are in the books. Not wearing this. Here we go, guys. We have Ernesto Macho Olvera making his way to the ring right now. 10-4-1 with 3 KOs. 25-year-old from Victoria de Durango, Mexico. Coming in here. Got the Mexican-colored trunks, vest. Representing Durango, Victoria de Durango, Mexico.
And coming a long way is Olvera. Durango's a long way to go.
So makes the trip over here to Baja California to take on Tijuana's own Damian Samurai Sosa.
Damian, el Samurai Sosa.
Damian Samurai Sosa making his way to the ring right now. 15-1, 8 KOs. Only 23 years old. This super welterweight match is scheduled for 10 rounds. It's our 6th bout of a 7-bout card. It's been nothing but exciting so far. Wonderful matchups put together here on this Toscano Boxing Best in Boxing promotion. We call it Future Champions for a reason, because we're assembling some of the best up-and-coming boxing talent in the world here. The ability to display their skills here on this stage, even through all of this, I believe we are going to public.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-main event of the evening. Set for 10 rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division. Damas y caballeros, este es el combate coestelar de esta noche. 10 rounds de combate en la división de peso super welter. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Alejandro Rochín, Jesse Hernandez y Sergio Lechuga. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este combate, el profesor Juan José Ramírez. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the Mexican colors, green, white, and red. He officially weighs in 153 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo los colores mexicanos, verde, blanco y rojo, con un peso de 153 libras. In 16 pro bouts, he stands with a record of 11 victories, 4 defeats, 1 draw, and 3 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 11 victorias, 4 derrotas, 1 empate y 3 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representando a su natal Victoria de Durango, Ernesto Macho Olvera. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner. He wears black trunks with red trim. He officially weighs in the same 153 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo en color negro con rojo, con un peso idéntico de 153 libras. In 16 professional bouts, he stands with a record a near perfect one. 15 victories, 1 defeat, and 8 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord casi perfecto. 15 victorias, 1 derrota, y 8 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Damas y caballeros, con ustedes el peleador internacional, representando a Villas del Real de Tijuana, Baja California, Damian, el Samurai Sosa. And now giving out the final instructions, dando las indicaciones finales, su referee, Profesor Juan José Ramírez. 10 rounds, 10 asaltos.
Well, as Juan Jose Ramirez gives the final instructions with these fighters, we are joined by Jorge Toscano, the owner-operator of Toscano Boxing Promotions. Jorge, man, it's such a blessing for boxing to have you, a promoter like yourself, putting on these shows through this crazy pandemic time. It's still keeping boxing alive here in Mexico and in the United States.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we appreciate all the fans. We appreciate all the love that we got from Tijuana, from all the social media guys here in Tijuana and everything to keep supporting all these fighters and like with all their fights and everything. So definitely.
Definitely excited to have you here sitting us ringside here. What do you think about this match we're watching right now? Co-main event, 10-rounder between Damian Sosa and Ernesto Olvera.
Samurai's a pressure fighter, man. He's going to come after him. He's already, walking him down a little bit here. Obviously, it's just started, but he's definitely throws a lot of punches, and he's going to wear him down.
Yeah, you see him coming forward here. But wow, Olvera comes with a nice left hook, kind of catches overhand. Sosa by surprise there. But Sosa back on his jab. Sticks a nice lead hook, partially blocked by Olvera.
Partially blocked. I think it got in there. What I was going to say, I was going to touch on what Jorge said, is the fact that he is a pressure fighter, but he boxes. He uses lateral movements. He throws his shots. He pivots. And one thing that I say is he's a combination puncher, is Sosa.
Yeah, definitely. To go with all of that, he has a great chin as well. I've seen him in a lot of wars, and he's taking shots, and he just keeps coming forward. And like you said, he knows how to move laterally. He uses the ring, when he needs to.
Definitely. Yeah, he has a warrior spirit. He uses the ring, and you could tell he has that toughness, man. So that samurai moniker definitely does fit him well.
There you go.
Definitely, yeah. Sosa on a 4-fight win streak, guys. So if he can take a victory tonight, he'll be on a 5-fighter. But he is taking on a game opponent with quite a bit of experience. Over 15 fights, but not a lot of power. If you look at the KO ratio of Olvera, he's only got 3 KOs in 15 fights, 11 wins. So it might be a task to try to compete with the power and the coming forward of Samurai Sosa here tonight.
Yeah, and he's already feeling those shots. Is Olvera. He's getting hit pretty consistently here in the first round. Not something that, how you want to start your night.
Definitely not there, Chris, but we are about 2 minutes in. Got about a minute left in this first round. We are watching Best in Boxing. Oh, nice hook. I don't know if it's partially blocked, but it still looks like it's getting through and making good contact to the head of Olvera there. Sosa kind of walking forward. Olvera focused. Sticks a couple jabs, trying to keep Sosa off, but you can just see a speed difference so far, right, between the two, Chris?
I see the speed difference, and what I was going to say is, wow, good combinations there thrown by Sosa. Good defense shown there. What I was going to say is the fact that he does have that pressure style, but he does, box, do a very good job of boxing and not necessarily just go forward and throw everything to the wind.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing with Sosa is he gets hit, man, he's going to come back at you. So it's that whole guerrero mexicano, samurai.
It's always answering back, and that can be a gift and a curse sometimes too, because that pride, that Mexican pride, might swell sometimes, and you might put yourself in a situation where you could get countered with a big shot, right?
In the situation you don't want to be, man. Definitely.
Yeah, but that's why we love Mexican fighters, and we love to see them fight all the time, because they're going to have that heart, and they're going to come forward, and when they take a shot, they're not going to back down, and so that's what makes all these great Tijuana and Mexican fighters. And I love that you bring some of the best in California to fight some of the best in Mexico, and vice versa. You kind of get to see up and down the west coast of North America here some of the best fighters in this area.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever you get 2 Mexican fighters in the ring, there's going to be a war.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good fight for sure.
Yeah, neither wants to back down, and we'll see what's going to happen here. We had a nice first round here. It is myself, Brandon Kyle, alongside Chris Martin and the owner of Toscano Boxing Promotions, Jorge Toscano himself. We are looking at Best in Boxing here, streamed by GSS Global Sports Streaming on Fight Hub TV. So many outlets for you to watch this wonderful night of boxing, and we are excited to have you join us here tonight. We are looking at a second round of this scheduled 10-round bout between Damian Samurai Sosa in the black and red shorts. He's taking on Ernesto Macho Olvera. He is in the Mexican-colored shorts, the white, red, and green. It was a good round for Sosa coming forward, landed some big shots. But I'll tell you what, guys, Olvera is not he's not in there backing down. He's throwing right back every time he gets hit.
Yeah, he's absolutely game. He's coming forward, actually, which is, I mean, his record wouldn't say it. You know, 11 wins, 3 knockouts wouldn't say that he's the guy that's trying to come forward on the other dude. But he is.
Yeah, but that record would suggest he has quite a few rounds of experience in the bank, so he went to many decisions for those 11 victories.
Yeah.
So, you know he's got a ton of experience, and he's seen quite a bit in there. So we'll see if Sosa can show him something he hasn't seen here tonight and do something.
He's showing him those body shots as we speak.
Yeah, and then it lands another little.
There has to be something
that
there
corner,
because
every time that corner, it must be the O or something. Has a little slippery on it because
Sosa slipped on it earlier too.
Yeah, and we saw fights previous. Oh, big shot by
Yeah,
Sosa on that one. Oh, we heard him on that one.
bit.
I'm not sure if it was a left hook.
And his legs are a little gone.
Oh yeah, he is kind of swinging, but he calls him on again. You said that Mexican pride. Come on, let's go. They're in the shoulder to shoulder, going back and forth. A little phone booth fight right now. Oh, Olvera finally backs off. Maybe his subconscious said, "Bro, get out of there right now." But you know, he's not like he's running. He's standing right there, ready to exchange. Oh, takes a nice counter hook from Sosa. Nice jab from Sosa.
And he seemed to have gotten his legs back as they were kind of shaky when Sosa landed that hard shot.
Absolutely. And speaking of hard shots, Sosa's looking to land some more right now. Olvera's sticking that jab, trying to back off. Oh, eats another uppercut, does Olvera, but Olvera hits a nice body hook himself. You know, he's not out of there, but man, he is sure eating some leather here in this second round, guys. 30 seconds about left.
Oh, wow. That was close to landing. That would have put him out.
Sosa is throwing with bad intentions right now, fellas.
To say the least, he's throwing with bad intentions. This is only the second round of a 10-round fight.
Whoa, you see the sweat flying.
It doesn't seem like Olvera is going to be able to last. Like the body language is telling me, you know, he's already starting to wear. It's only the second round.
Speaking of body language, Sosa's definitely talking to the body of Olvera in this second round. He's adding more body shots in the bank like he did in the first round, and it's 2 rounds, and man, what an exciting second round, Jorge.
Yeah, it's that pressure from Sosa is definitely wearing him down. So, yeah, like I said, man, you get 2 Mexican guys in there, 2 Mexican warriors, and this is what you're going to get.
Yeah, when you saw him, and he was hurt, and what does he do?
He waved them in.
And then he gets in a phone booth with them, and then exchanges nothing but short shots for the next 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah, and Samurai got caught a couple times too. But
you gotta love it. Gotta love it. Great night of boxing so far here. Toscano Boxing Promotions presenting Best in Boxing. Future champions, guys. Some of the best talent here. Up-and-comers. Polished professionals. You get a little bit of everything here on one of these Toscano boxing shows. And, you know, we've had some great fights. Great matchmaking so far, Chris. You know, you've seen some even back-and-forth fights. And it's been pretty exciting night of boxing.
It has, and for the fans at home, you know, you could see maybe there was one fight where the talent disparity was a little bit much, but most fights were competitive, which is what you want to see. Right here, this fight is competitive, even though it seems to me as Sosa might be pulling away slowly.
Yeah, you keep landing body shots like that, you know, you figure how long somebody can last. But again, 11 victories and only 3 KOs, which is going to suggest that Macho Olvera has been the distance and has a lot of experience in the ring and is a durable fighter. So we'll see if Sosa has enough to finish his opponent with these heavy shots he's throwing. But, you know, look at Olvera come right back.
And he does have the experience, and as a boxer, as a coach, I could tell you why he doesn't have that many knockouts. It's because he slaps his shots.
Yeah. You see the technique, definitely a technique difference when they're fighting in close, right?
Yeah. So that's the problem. I mean, if they land and he slaps you, then, you know, it lands, it'll throw you off, but the power's not there because he slaps.
Calls him on again. Every time he takes a good shot, puts his hands at his side and puts his chin out and says, what do you got? That ain't nothing. But you do see the welt under the right eye of Macho Olvera already starting to form here in this third round. Ooh.
And he lives up to the moniker also, Macho.
El Macho.
He is the Macho Man right now, because every time he takes a big shot, he eggs on his opponent. But, you know, Sosa doesn't seem to get overly aggressive when he's being taunted, and that shows the sign of a true professional, right? You don't let your opponent get in your head.
You stay poised. You do what you came to do, which is, you know, win this fight. And that's what, so far, he's doing.
Oh, a nice left hook lands for Olvera. But you see, you know, they both
Short
land shots, but you see one fighter shots hit a little bit different than the others.
Yeah, I think Sosa's trying to make a statement here in this fight. He took our last show off September 5th and had some things going on, and now he's back, and I think he wants to show us that he's ready for that next step.
So he's back and better than ever, huh?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, excellent display of control, power. You know, he's being aggressive, but also technical at the same time, and that's what you want to see out of someone trying to move up to that next level in professional boxing.
Yeah, he's 23 years old. You know, I feel like he's still developing. He had some really good sparring partners for this fight, and I think he's on his way. You know, like I said, he's still developing, definitely.
He's definitely on his way. You know, in his last fight, I believe it was in June of this year, he beat 9-0 Angel Beltran in his last bout. And like you said, Jorge, he took some time off. He may have needed it. You know, he is young, but I mean, even young motors need a break.
Yeah, he stopped him in the in between the 7th and 8th round. He did Sosa of his last opponent, cut him, and was unable to continue. And now, but man, you got to give it up to Macho, guys, because he just refuses to back down off of Sosa's power here tonight.
He's not going nowhere.
Right when I thought he was starting to wilt a little bit, he comes back with that little combination at the end, and against his little bravado, egging on his opponent. That's good, man.
You know why he's doing that, right, Chris?
Tell me.
He heard you say that,
okay.
and his Mexican pride took over and said, "Oh, is that what you think, Chris? You think I'm gonna welt right now? You are crazy. I'm coming harder than ever now."
And that's the downfall, right? If I'm talking shit here, he could hear me, so he might want to meet me in the parking lot. That's something I don't want any part of.
That's why I keep my shit talking to myself, so to speak, here when I'm on the mic, because I don't want any of these guys finding me on my way to the car in the parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know, all these boxers, man, you see them in the ring and they're just ready to throw down, but like outside of that ring, you see them in the gym, you never think they'd be in a sport like this.
They're the most humble warriors, right? Because they understand, you know, that it's about technique and training and anybody on any given day, you know. So it's a sport of great respect, and that's what I love about boxing.
Yeah, most of these fighters come from like very humble backgrounds, so you know they're just very humble, very polite people, you know.
Yeah, you know, and when you big exchanges coming here early in this 4th round, guys. I'll tell you what, Macho is not backing down whatsoever. In fact, he's throwing big bombs right now.
And continues to live up to that moniker.
Macho Man right here, El Macho. Ernesto Olvera, again, 11-4-1, 3 KOs, fighting out of Victoria de Durango, Mexico. Taking on hometown boy, Damian Samurai Sosa. He's fighting out of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Sosa 15-1, 8 KOs. Just a young fighter, 23. He's young, raw, hungry, but also very technical and skilled here. And you see him kind of putting that on display with that nice uppercut.
Very technical and skilled. And this is his 4th fight this year in 2020. Where most fighters were inactive due to COVID, Samurai Sosa fights 4 times.
Yeah, you know, blessed here. Again, we have this wonderful Toscano boxing promotions that are giving this platform for these fighters through this tough time, keeping boxing alive right now in North America. And man, you see, kind of start to see the wear and tear on the face here of Macho Olvera.
Yeah, I think he's starting to feel those body shots. He definitely felt that one right there as he leans forward.
Yeah, definitely Samurai. He, you know, he starts off a little bit slow. I know it's hard that first round. He threw a lot of punches, but he does start off slow, and as the rounds go on, it just seems like it gets stronger and stronger and throws more punches.
Oh, nice. You can hear these punches land.
Olvera starting to feel that pressure and that output that Sosa brings every time he, you know, as the rounds go by, he steps it up.
Yeah.
What I love about is the control of Sosa, though, you know, the discipline to not plunge forward when he sees his opponent might be hurt. He's just kind of keeping a nice pace, understands this is a 10-round fight, so he doesn't, you know, have to rush this KO.
No,
he's got time to put work.
That's a beautiful angle.
Big-time hook.
And
he's telling him to come in. Get over here.
Yeah, I think that's more of a come here so I can clinch you up and take about 30 seconds to get my head back, you know?
Yeah, that was a macho and macho there right there.
Look at that, nice double jab, overhand right there from Olvera. But you know, these guys are exchanging. Oh, and a nice left hook by Olvera.
Yeah, he got caught there, though. You can't be too careless.
Oh, and a big right hand. Look at that.
Another hook
right, again. He heard you say it again, Chris. You keep saying it, and he keeps going, oh, yeah, Chris Martin, guess what?
He keeps shutting me up, right?
I ain't done yet. I ain't done yet. Hey, Chris, I ain't going to lie. And then don't get mad at me later, Macho, but I felt like that might have been the beginning of the end, too.
Yeah, see, we're both in agreement at the same time, right? But then he comes and puts on, you know, like a tough little spurt every single time so far through 4 rounds. You know, you have to give him credit for that.
Absolutely have to give him credit because, you know, seeing Macho in these last 10 seconds on this. What do you see, Jorge, in this last 10 seconds of that last round?
Oh, I saw Samurai get caught a couple times. You know, I think he was kind of coming in a little bit too careless and got caught with some overhands there. And that's the Mexican style of fighting, man. If you see a lot of the fighters, Mexican fighters, those overhands are like their bread and butter.
Yeah.
Like that.
They can really put their weight into it and try to land that power. And you see just a body language difference as Sosa's bouncing in his corner and Olvera just kind of standing there, you know, biding his time and taking as much air in as he can between rounds. But I'll tell you what, you know, for the punishment, especially to the body that Olvera has been taking. Oh.
Yeah, that was definitely a little low.
That was
he
not
hit him where the eagle would be in that flag.
In the macho area?
Yeah, there you go. I like that. You hit him in the macho area. And real quick to touch on the fact that Ernesto Macho Olvera is macho, man. All 4 of his losses are against undefeated fighters, and his lone draw is also against an undefeated fighter. So this man takes hard fights. Yeah, he definitely takes hard fights. Damian Samurai Sosa is in, you know, maybe for the long haul here, as we get a quick lull in the action.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Big body shot from Olvera. Yeah, you know, a strength of opposition is important to look at, and good point, Chris. You know, it's not like he's losing to chumps; he's losing to undefeated fighters. You know.
Yeah, he's fighting hard opponents every single time, man.
And again, that macho man, obviously, he doesn't back down from anybody, obviously.
Yeah, I know a few people from Durango, man, and all the people that I know from Durango, they're all like that.
All
like,
tough.
Oh, really?
Bring it on, get it over here.
and he's showing it here. He's showing it.
Man, he's throwing power still. Obviously has the energy still. Those body shots, another one though. Even after a low blow, he's still coming forward with energy and power is Olvera. So much credit here. And it looks like Sosa might be starting to think, geez, what the heck do you got to do to hurt somebody in this fight right now? I'm hitting this guy with so many shots, and he keeps coming forward.
And that was a good overhand right landed by Olvera.
Olvera is starting to put the pressure on Samurai Sosa right now, fellas.
And he lands a good little short uppercut, but here comes Sosa.
Oh, here we go. We got a fight now, gentlemen, there in the corner of Olvera. Olvera pushing back Sosa. Sosa countering off the corner. Another little phone booth fight they have going on here. Shoulder to shoulder, pushing forward, throwing short shots.
And a different aspect to the game of Sosa. Wow, what an uppercut landed there by Sosa.
And a nice uppercut to the body as well. Sosa fighting off the ropes here.
Yeah, for a taller fighter, you know, longer reach, he definitely has a lot of experience fighting on the inside. Those nice uppercuts.
Wow, these are hard thudding shots landing to the body by Sosa. And Olvera still there. Tough, man.
Oh my gosh, guys. How are they exchanging like this? Neither of them backing down, just going back and forth. Oh, big shot.
Hook.
Oh, Sosa backing himself off the ropes with punches. Oh,
he was waiting
he
for
held that
one.
arrow back for about 3 seconds there. Everyone, we're all holding our breath here. Well,
He was winding that one up.
What's going to happen?
Oh, amazing, amazing fight here. We are 5 rounds into this 10-round co-main event between Damian Samurai Sosa in the black and red trunks, taking on the Mexican-colored trunks of Ernesto Macho Olvera. Back and forth they go. Olvera pressuring early in the round, and now Sosa doing his pressuring in the exact same spot he was being pressured earlier. Wow, what a matchup so far today here, guys.
I wish we had a punch count, man.
Oh, yeah,
for the
some
weight
stats
class that
right
these guys
now.
are in, they're throwing a lot of punches per round.
That was a lot of shots thrown by both fighters. You're correct. I'd like to see that as well.
And the
but
conditioning.
the technique for Olvera is not there. That might be the reason why it's that low percentage of knockouts, because the technique is not there. You know, at the end of it, as he starts to tire, those shots are very ineffective.
Yeah, he's not turning the punches.
Yeah, he's not sitting down on the shots, as we can see here.
Speaking of sitting down on shots, yeah, let's take a look at this replay, Chris.
See, those are all arm punches thrown by Olvera, and Samurai Sosa landing the hard shots on the inside, and eventually backs himself off the corner by attacking.
Yeah, and you know, you often see people back themselves out of a corner by using footwork or clinching and turning. It's rare to see someone punch their way out of a corner like that. So impressive, so impressive.
Way out.
All right, guys, it is myself, Brandon Kyle, alongside Chris Martin and Jorge Toscano. We are calling this co-main event 10-rounder here between Damian Samurai Sosa and Ernesto Macho Olvera. Macho in the Mexican-colored trunks is living up to his nickname here, and he is taking big shots from Sosa and keeps coming forward, and it looks like he is going after it. But God, Sosa just refuses to relent here off the ropes. He pushes now Macho back, and Macho is ducking and slipping out of the way, getting a little bounce, trying to reset himself here. You know, Jorge, why don't you tell us a little bit about your matchmaking and your matchmaker, because Toscano in the boxing community is starting to get a reputation of just having, you know, great matches, as we see here right now. Maybe give us a little insight on how you guys put these fights together.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I've said it a lot of times. I'm a fan first. Before anything, I'm a fan, and we, you know, I want to see good fights, just like every fan wants to see good fights. And so when we got hooked up here in TJ, with Luis Abundis, our matchmaker. He's an ex-fighter. He retired at 10-0, and he knows all the gyms, all the fighters. He has a great eye for talent, a great eye for matchmaking. So yeah, you know, that's the process we go through. And he got him with a body shot.
Oh yeah,
right
as you're just saying that right now, it looks like
there he goes.
Seems like this is the point.
It's the beginning of
Macho,
the end.
yeah, those body shots are adding up, guys, and it feels like Sosa can smell that those body shots are adding up.
Punishment, man, just accumulated punishment. Just Sosa throws so many punches that he just man.
Goodness, that one was tough.
Oh,
tough
good Lord, guys. Oh, you can definitely, you see the mouth is open on Macho Olvera. He's backing up. Oh, you can see him wincing almost. That body is clinching right now. You can tell he's cramping up. He's trying to stay alive. He's still throwing back, but man, it feels like one more good body shot and it might crumble him. But as I say that, he'll probably just turn around and put it on Sosa the way it's been going so far.
I
better wait till he's on the other side of the ring before I talk about it, because but as I say, he's man, you know, Sosa's got to be thinking, geez.
What do I have to do, right?
Yeah, what is this, the next Terminator movie I'm filming right now? Because I'm putting everything I got into this guy, and he just keeps walking forward.
I think the comparison is to Rocky right here, man, because this guy is taking shots and still returning, man.
Yeah, he is definitely the Mexican Rocky here tonight. Best in boxing, putting on another great show. Continuing with this co-main event. Back and forth they go. I tell you what, Sosa was effective early in the fight, but Macho just keeps on throwing. Can't believe, man, he made it out of that round, guys. He looked real hurt halfway through.
He made it out of the round, but I want to keep the camera on him, if possible, from the truck, because he is wincing in pain. I think he's saying no.
At his right hand, it looks like he hurt his right hand.
He might have hurt his right hand, but
well, the referees
Samurai Sosa might have hurt his feelings more than his right hand. Because, ouch, man.
Oh, he's holding that right hand. He is holding that right hand. And that's going to be an end to this co-main event. Looks like Macho is, as much as he would want to, is unable to continue. His body is just shutting down. It looks like he hurt his hand. Obviously, those body shots have done some damage here, guys.
I think it was more the body shots. You know, it might have been the hand.
Yeah,
yes,
it's definitely over. Poor guy. You know, you hate to see that. You know, obviously he hurt his hand pretty bad there. Looks like he's upset. But, I mean, to be honest, guys, hurt hand or not, it seems like it was only a matter of time for Sosa to finish this.
It seemed like it was a matter of time, but maybe the wincing and pain that we saw was the fact that he hurt his hand.
The hand.
Because all those shots that Sosa landed at the beginning didn't seem to phase, Olvera like that at the beginning. So it might have been the hand.
Great performance.
It might have been the hand.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But those body shots couldn't have felt good either.
Yeah, man.
All right,
I'm gonna. As the rounds go on, Sosa gets stronger and stronger and comes on stronger. And like I said, just these Mexican fighters, man, he definitely didn't take a knee.
I think so. He said this one. Guys, I'm going to head to the ring to interview your winner. I just wanted to thank Jorge Toscano for joining us for this co-main event. Hey, another great card you put on here in Tijuana. We know you put on great cards up in Stockton. You have several great cards up there as well. And just so glad to have a promotion like this, keeping boxing going here during these trying times. And I think the community is going to remember all the sacrifices made by you and the promotion and the fighters to continue to put on this high-level boxing, even through this whole global pandemic.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. We're here for the fighters. We're here for the fans. We're going to give the fans what they want, 100%.
Thanks again. Thanks again, Jorge.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end officially with a time of 10 seconds in round number 7. Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo oficial, 10 segundos del séptimo asalto. Declared winner by the way of TKO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout técnico. El orgullo de la colonia Villas del Real de Tijuana. Damian, el Samurai Sosa. Y también reconocimiento para su rival de Victoria de Durango, Ernesto el Macho Olvera.
¿Hablas inglés, Damian? ¿O te ayudo con la traducción? Ok, ahí voy. Here I go.
My translator here.
Of course. All right.
Guys, I'm here with your winner, Damian Samurai Sosa. Wow, what a performance. You really started fast and you were putting heavy shots on Olvera, but he just kept coming forward. Was there a point in the fight where you were like thinking, Jesus, what do I got to do to put this guy down?
¿Qué tengo que hacer para ponerlo fuera de combate?
Sí, bueno, la verdad un peleador muy respetable, un peleador que aguanta mucho golpeo. Bueno, pues creo que hicimos en el gimnasio un buen trabajo junto con todo mi equipo. Bueno, creo que el resultado se vio. Buscábamos un knockout contundente, no se pudo dar, pero bueno, creo que dejamos al peleador un poco lastimado, por eso pararon la pelea. Y bueno, pues contento con toda la gente que vino a apoyar, con toda la gente que estuvo viendo el en vivo. Muchas gracias.
Well, he was a tough fighter. I had a really tough fight. We knew that he had this kind of game plan. We trained for this. We're always up for this. And I think I would like to thank the people who came out to support me in this tonight.
Now, he kept throwing heavy shots at you. Was there any time that he hit you with something that kind of made you back up and think a little bit? Or was it pretty much, you know, nothing major as far as affecting you during the fight?
Con todo respeto para mi rival, no, pues no sentí ningún golpe que me hiciera para atrás. Al contrario, simplemente creo que se me dificultó en su consistencia en el tanto aguante. Yo buscaba la manera de noquearlo. Como lo repito, no se pudo. Mis respetos para el rival. Y bueno, pues aquí estamos. Gracias a Dios.
Well, he didn't really, with all due respect, he didn't damage me that much, but he kept on going, and you know, he tried to do his own game plan by going forward with those heavy shots. But you know, we kept looking for the KO. But well, at the end of this fight, well, I got the KO, and we worked for that.
There was a couple times where you would back yourself up to the corner, almost like willing to engage, maybe not the safest way to fight, but you almost seemed to enjoy it when you were having those phone booth exchanges in the corner. What were you thinking when you were kind of letting him walk you down and just going back and forth with him in his own corner there?
Sí, bueno, pues soy un peleador que me gusta el tope, me gusta tirar golpes a tope junto con mi rival. Me siento muy cómodo en las cuerdas, por eso es que en mis peleas uso mucho las cuerdas, me siento muy cómodo en esa parte del ring y bueno, eso es más que nada.
I'm like hard hitting. I like to exchange blows with my opponents. I feel so comfortable being against the ropes. You know, nothing new to my fighting style.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're so excited to see you here. That's a 5-fight win streak for you. Can't wait to see you in the Best in Boxing ring again. Guys, let's hear it one more time for Tijuana's Damian Samurai Sosa.
Thank you, gracias. Muchas gracias a toda la gente que vino, muchas gracias a todos los que están viendo la transmisión en vivo y me mandan las buenas vibras desde casa. Esta pelea se la quiero dedicar al Secret. Aquí está presente, le dije que se le iba a dedicar a él. Es una persona que desde que comencé mi carrera amateur me dijo que iba a llegar muy lejos y bueno, pues esta pelea se la dedico a Secret. A mis padres que están ahí arriba, muchas gracias, a mis patrocinadores y a toda la gente, gracias. Esperen más de Samurai Sosa que me estaré preparando mucho más. Gracias, Pablito. Gracias.
Excelente, felicidades, canijo.
They just turned something on. Something just clicked. You know, looking at the picture of the belt, I'm gonna have that. Bring that back to Stockton, and it's just like something turned on. Something clicked inside, and I was just really motivated.
No, pues es una gran oportunidad. Me sentí muy alegre pues, de saber que al ganarlo, pues de aquí nos vamos para arriba y venimos por ese cinturón a como de lugar. Pues creo que ya de aquí sería por ir por un título del mundo. Ahora sí ya a las grandes ligas y seguirnos preparando y ya no aflojarle porque aquí vienen las buenas recompensas.
I feel like from other camps, we were like, for me, waking up in the morning to work out at 5 in the morning, other camps I'd like wake up and like lazy, tired about it. But this camp, it was real easy for me to I was really motivated this camp. So it was easy for me to get up in the morning, go to the gym twice a day, running. It was an easier camp. You know, like I was just more motivated is what it was. Well, I mean, he looks good on paper, you know, 15-0, 14 KOs, and we saw the video on him. He looks pretty good, but I think I'll just be able to, you know, I think I have more boxing skills than him, and I'm just going to be a better boxer that day, and I'll get the victory. And he does have more, you know, professional fights than me, but yeah, like we said in that other interview, you know, there's things that, you know, maybe he hasn't picked up on, and I just know it. And it'll come out in the fight. So maybe, yeah, so many years in the sport will for sure help me.
Pues lo mío son al gancho al hígado. Ese es mi golpe de suerte, se podría decir. Pero igual, a como nos toque, yo estoy dispuesto a dar lo mejor de mí. Pues no creo porque es un buen peleador, viene bien preparado igual que yo. Y pues como venimos a dar todo lo mejor de nosotros en esta pelea, yo creo que también ha de venir bien preparado y pues no hay que aflojarla ni menospreciar al rival porque un golpe de suerte y ahí se acaba todo. Pues más que nada a mí sería una gran alegría de demostrarle a mis papás y a mis seres queridos que le estoy echando ganas y a pesar de que tuve recaídas, seguimos adelante y no hay quien nos pare, ¿verdad? Y así hacia mi papá, es su, ¿cómo te diré? Es su sueño verme triunfar y créame que de mi parte se lo voy a demostrar que vamos a ir para arriba.
It's crazy. I tell everybody it's crazy that I'm at this point right now. 10-0, 9 KOs, and we're getting this title shot. Just so grateful for Toscano to give me this opportunity. And I mean, we're on the right track. We're on that track to, like I've said in past interviews. I'm on that. This is a step to get that big world title one day.
Welcome back, guys, to this main event of the evening, guys. We have a 8-round lightweight WBC Youth Championship fight between Manuel Jaimes and Cristian Vasquez. Jaimes is 20 to Vasquez is 19. Slight height advantage, 2 inches to Vasquez, 5'10 to Jaimes, 5'8. 1 pound advantage for Vasquez, 132 to 131 for Jaimes, and a bit of a reach advantage for Vasquez at 70.5 inches to Jaimes, 68.5. Yeah, Chris, why don't you kind of break down what you see happening and what needs to happen for each of these fighters here on the tail of the tape. Why don't you tell me about Cristian Muñeco Vasquez?
Well, he mostly likes to fight from the outside using his jab, his reach, so his KO percentage would say the opposite. But he's not that pressure fighter like Jaimes is. He throws those long shots, keeps his opponent at bay, and the keys to victory would be for him to utilize the ring. Must use his movement. Don't get caught up in a war with Jaimes, because that would definitely be his downfall. And just throw those power combos to Jaimes' pressure, because that's what Jaimes does. He brings that pressure.
And what about Jaimes? What would you say Jaimes needs to do in order to be victorious in this WBC Youth Championship tonight?
Apply pressure on the inside as he typically does. The KO percentage says it all. Must stay in the middle of Vasquez's chest and overwhelm him with punches. Invest in the body early. That's one thing that we've seen Jaimes do, and it's paid off in 9 of his 10 bouts ending early. This will slow Vasquez's hand speed down as the fight progresses. He must use high ring IQ to set traps for Vazquez, because Vazquez, like I said, is going to use his reach, his jab, his distance.
Yeah, very, very exciting fight here we have scheduled for our main event. Let's take a look at the rules for this bout. There is no standing 8 count. There is no 3 knockdown rule in effect. Only the referee can stop the fight. Fighters cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and the fight becomes official after the 4th round. Let's take it to Pablo Flores for our official ring announcement.
Damas y caballeros, su atención al centro del ring, por favor. La comunidad del boxeo se pone de luto y se une en esta noche por el sensible fallecimiento de un amigo del Ayuntamiento de Tijuana y también de la Comisión de Box, el señor Carlos Pedrosa Jiménez, quien falleció en recientes días. Les pedimos se pongan de pie, por favor. Please stand. The boxing family mourns tonight for the passing of our dear and beloved friend, Carlos Pedrosa Jiménez. Y vamos a hacer la ceremonia tradicional de boxeo. We're going to do this traditional boxing ceremony with the 10 count bells. Y por favor guardar silencio con todo el respeto que merece nuestro compañero Carlos Pedrosa Jiménez. Muchísimas gracias, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Our condolences on behalf of Toscano Boxing Promotions and the Tijuana Boxing Commission. Las condolencias de parte de la promotora Toscano Boxing Promotions y la comisión de box de aquí de Tijuana. A él, a toda su familia, pronta recuperación. Muchas gracias y continuamos.
De Guadalajara, Jalisco, Cristian el Muñeco Vazquez.
All right, folks, what a wonderful tribute to Ricardo Jimenez, passing this year, staple in boxing down here for many years. But now we welcome the first half of our 8-round main event here, Cristian Muñeco Vasquez. Vasquez 15-0-1, only 19 years old. Got quite a bit of experience for such a young fighter. Out of those 15 fights, he came out victorious with 14 KOs. That's a wonderful knockout rate there. For such a young fighter, so much experience. His brother, Miguel Vazquez.
California, USA. Manuel Jaimes.
What you strive for as you turn pro.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for boxing, and it's time to rock and roll. This is your main event of the evening. 8 rounds of boxing for the WBC Youth Lightweight Championship of the World. Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos al combate estelar de esta noche. 8 rounds por el Campeonato Mundial Juvenil Peso Ligero del CMB. And is sanctioned by the WBC and the Tijuana Boxing, Pro Wrestling, and MMA Commission. Presidentes Mauricio Sulaimán and Carlos Labastida. Supervisor for the WBC, in attendance, el supervisor en turno del CMB, Jesús González. Here are 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Jesse Hernandez, Sergio Lechuga, y el internacional Alejandro Rochín Mápula. And your referee in charge of the action, international referee, Juan Jose Ramirez. All right, boxing fans, joining us around the world on BIB, the best in boxing, Fight Hub TV on YouTube. We are live from the boxing tradition, Tijuana Iconic, el Foro Hialeah, desde la ciudad la frontera más visitada del mundo, Tijuana, Baja California, México. ¡Ajusten sus cinturones! Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears red trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in 132 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, pantaloncillo color rojo con blanco, con un peso de 132 libras. In 16 professional bouts, he stands perfect. 15 victories, no defeats, 1 draw, and 14 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 15 victorias, 0 derrotas, 1 empate y 14 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representando a la tierra del tequila, la perla tapatía, Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, de la dinastía Vázquez, Cristian el Muñeco Vázquez. And
And his opponent across the ring standing in the red corner. He wears black trunks with gold trim. He officially weighs in the same 132 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja con pantaloncillo color negro con oro, con un peso idéntico de 132 libras. In 10 professional bouts, he stands with a perfect record. 10 victories, no defeats, and none of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord perfecto. 10 victorias, 0 derrotas, y 9 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. The Fighting Pride from Stockton, California, USA. Damas y caballeros, de Stockton, California, los Estados Unidos. Aquí está Manuel Jaimes. And now, given the final instructions con las indicaciones finales, su referee, el profesor Juan José Ramírez. 8 rounds, 8 asaltos.
Ahí está la foto, ¿eh? Ahí está la foto, Ok, muchachos, vamos a respetar el reglamento. Vamos a una pelea limpia, bonita. No quiero faules.
We are right here at
Dice la mano, llegando mejor a su esquina. Dios me los bendiga. Cuídense mucho.
Toscano Boxing Promotions, guys. The anticipation is palpable. You could cut the tension with a knife right here. 2 undefeated fighters. Somebody's O must go. I had to say it, Chris. I'm sorry. I know how cliche it is. But again, unless we have a draw, hopefully not, but somebody's going to walk away with the ugly taste of defeat here as we touch gloves and start this opening round. I am Brandon Kyle, your host, joined by Chris Martin, our expert boxing analyst here at Best End Boxing. Chris, I know we're both excited about this main event here tonight.
Yeah, definitely excited about this fight. You know, you have 2 power punchers in the main event. You know, brought to you by Toscano Boxing Promotions. I want to take the time right now, in case we don't have any time. Manuel Jaimes' highlight reel KO over Francisco Rubio in his last bout earlier this year. Go ahead, do yourself a favor. Manuel Jaimes, 5th round KO of Francisco Rubio. You won't see a more spectacular knockout than that one.
No doubt, yeah, he said it was an easy cut. He took a little bit of a break at the beginning of COVID, but you know, got his feet back underneath him about a month into the pandemic. Started training again. Actually, went down to Buddy McGirt's gym, got some sparring in there for this fight. Finished last 3 opponents, and he is game here tonight against Cristian Muñeco Vazquez. Now, Chris, you didn't. Big shots already exchanging. As you said, unless you don't get the opportunity to say it, because you know, with these 2 guys, it could end just like that. It's almost like 2 heavyweights in there. At any moment, either of them could hit each other, and it could be all over.
Yeah, definitely. With this KO percentage that they both possess, you know, they have dynamite in their hands. You know, it seemed to me at the beginning of that, Vazquez landed a good body shot, but then Jaimes went ahead and kind of buzzed Vazquez.
So both of them having a little success here in this first opening round. Oh, nice little 1-1 right hook there from, again, he likes that jab power hook there, doesn't he? Does Vazquez. Oh, nice jab though from Jaimes. Body from Jaimes.
Oh, and a good counter uppercut hook, kind of like a hybrid there.
Yeah,
by Jaimes.
yeah, exactly. Kind of that 45-degree upward angle there. Jaimes moving around, taking a big shot.
Exchanges by both fighters.
Man, you see this big reach advantage, it looks like, from Vazquez here in this main event. Jaimes being the smaller fighter, but moving and using the ring well, using his timing, but Vazquez looking confident. Almost got a little smirk in there, you know? I mean, it looks like he's feeling good so far, and 10 seconds left in this opening round, Chris.
Yeah, they both seem to be confident. Ooh, and another hook there landed by Jaimes.
Ooh, comes to the body to follow up. Good first round. We expected nothing less from these two, both exchanging big shots. Chris, who do you think edged out possibly that first round there? I mean, it's a tough one to score, and I know you don't score fights, but if you had to choose one or the other.
But I think this one was a little easy to score. It was well matched in the beginning, but Jaimes went ahead and landed those 2 hard hooks in the round that kind of got everybody's attention here in the room, here in the building, you know.
Yeah,
it feels like a room.
The best shots landed in the fight, so far seem to be those hooks from Jaimes. Now, we didn't know what Tarasco meant. Muñeco, can you enlighten the fans at home what muñeco is in Spanish?
Doll.
Doll?
Doll.
Oh, it's like a little doll face, maybe?
Yeah,
not sure what that means.
I'm not sure about that. But
let's take a look at the doll here, taking on Jaimes in this first round here. Good back and forth exchanges. Jaimes using that footwork in and out movement to kind of draw out punches and make Vazquez miss in that first round.
Yeah, and that hook was the one that kind of buzzed Muñeco there in that first round. He definitely did buzz him. I got the perception in fast time, looking at it again in replay, he definitely was buzzed.
Yeah, well, he doesn't seem buzzed right now. He's coming forward, but that is not stopping Miguel Jaimes from landing nice counter shots, using his footwork. Oh, a little behind the head shot there. A referee splits them up. They touch gloves. Ooh. No hard feelings, but nice 1-2. Ooh,
1-2.
That left hook from Jaimes seems to be super effective.
It's on there, man. It's working well for him in this fight. Mainly because where Muñeco keeps his right hand, it's not even on his head. It's like by his shoulder. Vazquez needs to really improve on that if he gets through Jaimes today.
Yeah, if Jaimes can land those lead hooks.
Good
body shot, though, from Vazquez. These boys are shoulder to shoulder now, which might give the advantage to Jaimes, you'd think, the longer fighter being Vazquez. Vazquez doing good body work, though, in that close quarters fight going on right now. Again, nice little right hook to the body. You see the reddening already. You see the reddening on the left rib cage of Manuel Jaimes. But he lands some good hooks himself. Wow, this is a nice little shoulder-to-shoulder fight here. Both these bulls pushing forward. Good little right-left hook from Vazquez.
Ooh,
great shots exchanged.
Good body shots.
Isn't he though? Right?
Yeah. It seems like he's not in a good position to throw power, but I mean, once they land, they sound like thudding shots, and like his legs are behind it. So we'll see.
Oh, another good body shot. It looks like Jaimes backed up to the ropes. He's not using the footwork. He's willing to exchange, kind of like we saw in that co-main event.
Yeah.
With both fighters saying, you know, I'll back up to the ropes and we can get this going on right here. But back, separated again. Jaimes, little quarter turn, gets out of the danger for a second. But man, Vazquez is coming forward relentless. Getting a little sloppy though.
Yeah, getting a little sloppy. And it seems as though Jaimes is the better technician.
Yeah, but Vazquez is just not allowing him to use that technical ability. Just keeps pushing him back, but lots of energy output here so far from Vazquez.
You have to give that respect. Vazquez having the 14 knockouts in 15 fights, you know, he might just have that crazy power, man.
Yeah, he just lands a nice left hook to the nose there of Jaimes, but Jaimes just sitting in there, slipping and ripping. 10 seconds left. Second round.
Ooh,
nice exchange
good
right at
hook
the end.
To close the round by Manuel Jaimes. Very good shot landed there to close it.
Now, Jaimes is kind of almost allowing Vazquez to push him up against the ropes. So, you know, what do you think he's thinking in there? Is he's willing to take these exchanges here? He's not circling out like he was earlier in the first round. What do you think's going through the mind right now, Manuel Jaimes?
I don't think he has a choice. I think Vazquez is imposing his will and making his strategy the one that is prevailing over Jaimes. See what they tell Jaimes here in the corner and see if he's able to change what Vazquez is doing, and basically what you said, pushing Jaimes back.
Now, you know, he's got a reach advantage, a height advantage over Jaimes, yet he's pushing back. Do you think he's almost just trying to use aggression to just kind of push him forward? As you see this replay right here, Chris?
He is. That's what he's doing, and it seemed to have worked for him in that second round. See if he's able to do the same.
Possibly trying to wear down Jaimes over this 8-round main event here. Just kind of, you know, make him use his strength and drain him. Oh, nice right hand, though, comes back from Jaimes. Jaimes looks like his corner maybe got up in his face and let him know he needs to do more and not allow him to get pushed back. And he is definitely fighting harder off the ropes. A nice big counter up there from Jaimes. Right here in front of us, you can see the sweat flying. The focus on both of these fighters' eyes here on this main event. Toscano Boxing Promotions, best in boxing. Been a great night of fights, and it's been a great main event so far.
Definitely a good main event. Jaimes caught Muñeco right there with a hard hook. Vazquez takes it well.
Referee breaks him up here. Jaimes dances to the other side of the ring here. Cuts right, cuts left. Takes a body shot from Vazquez. Vazquez really looking to work that body. Really getting in close, just trying to bully Jaimes a little bit here.
And Jaimes is doing the right thing, and maybe that's exactly what the corner told him to do, is that he has to box. Sometimes when you get a strong guy like Vazquez, you need to break him down using boxing skills. Just power for power is not going to typically work all the time, you know. And to me, the right game plan is what Vazquez is doing, you know, using a little bit of his boxing skill, which we've seen that he has. Not just the power.
So maybe Jaimes, you know, being told to fight a little bit smarter as opposed to harder, and you know, try to neutralize some of this forward aggression of Muñeco Vazquez.
And that's a good way to put it, right? And is fight smarter, not harder.
And you see that coming from Jaimes right now. But man, Vazquez will not relent. He keeps chasing him down. It's running to him when Jaimes dances to another part of the ring. You see Vazquez almost running over there to begin engaging again. But, you know, Jaimes looks like he's trying to set up a nice big counter shot. And, you know, both these guys have power with that 90% KO rate, so it's just like every exchange. You just don't know which one's going to do the job here. Exchanging body shots. Looks like Vazquez kind of was able to lull Jaimes back into that shoulder-to-shoulder war. This is a nice old-school, close-range fight you get to see here, folks. Very rarely you see two fighters willing to exchange like this, but that's what Toscano Boxing's all about, is putting these fighters together that are willing to lay it on the line, especially for a WBC title. Now, 10 seconds left in this round.
And one thing I said at the intro to our broadcast, that it sounded cliche, but it's going to be a battle of wills when you have two undefeated fighters that don't know how to lose. You know, you're going to get a battle of wills. Both fighters are going to have to bite down, you know, and tough this out, because each fighter wants to win.
And I tell you what, speaking of will to win, you have a coveted WBC belt on the line here. That in boxing, that green belt, you know, everyone wants to have one of those on their fireplace mantle here. So do you think that's gonna give even more motivation to bite down on that mouthpiece when times get tough in this fight?
Absolutely. You know, if you have something to work for, you know, you're gonna have a token of the struggle that you went through for the rest of your life, if you come out victorious. If you lose, you go home with a lump of coal.
Yeah, you think about it. Yeah, I always think about that night I could have won that WBC World Youth Lightweight title between Manuel Jaimes right now and Cristian Muñeco Vasquez. This is the main event. I'm Brandon Kyle, your host, alongside our professional boxing analyst, Chris Martin. These guys are going back and forth. Chris, you know, what do you tell each guy in their corner going into this next round that they need to do to be more effective in this fight?
For Jaimes, I would say continue to do what he's doing as far as the boxing. It seemed to have worked the last round. for Muñeco Vazquez, I believe he needs to go to the body in order to slow down the legs of Jaimes. So if I'm in the corner of Vazquez, hey, dig to that body, dig to that body. But Jaimes is the one doing it right now at the moment. Yeah. And for the first time, backing up his opponent.
Right? You start to see a shift in the momentum here as now Jaimes is coming forward and pushing Vazquez to the ropes. Maybe Vazquez took a punch that that kind of, you know, made him think twice about pushing forward again against Jaimes, or maybe Jaimes was kind of, you know, going at about, you know, 75, 80%, and now he's starting to turn it up here in these middle rounds. 4 rounds into this 8-round youth lightweight WBC title fight between 2 undefeated fighters.
Good body shots landed there by Jaimes, and I believe maybe that's something that was told to him in the corner, because he came out immediately to throw those body shots, and Vazquez is not taking them well.
No, not at all. You know, you see Vazquez is not nearly as aggressive pushing forward. They're in the middle of the ring now, but the earlier rounds you saw Vazquez pushing Jaimes back to the ropes, and now they're just exchanging in the middle. Back and forth they go with these short shots. Nice little left hook lands for Jaimes. Jaimes dips down, but back and forth they go. Ooh, nice left hook lands. Another one by Jaimes. Jaimes is starting to put good hook combinations together.
And I like how the pace keeps changing. That's what you want to see in a fight between 2 undefeated fighters.
Now, the ability to adapt in the fight, it's what makes
it's key.
Yeah,
yes.
It's what makes great fighters, right? You know, the ability to have maybe a game plan, to be able to go in there, maybe the game plan's not working, or you see something else that might be more effective, and the ability to change your style or your pace of the fight in the middle. Big shot lands there.
Yeah, it's something to say. You know, everybody, the more notable fighter that's able to do that is Floyd Mayweather. You know, to change in the moments of the fight. You know, what pace is gonna be more suitable for him, and he's always been able to do it. You know.
Well, there's an old analogy. You want to be the general on the hill, not the front line running towards your enemy. Like back when they used to have wars and 2 armies would get together, the generals aren't in the front lines because they have to see the whole fight. So to have the ability to be the warrior that's actually conducting the battle, but keep your head like you're seeing the battle from above, that's a rare trait for a boxer to have. And you see, obviously, Jaimes is kind of able to see what needs to be done, make the adjustments in the fight, even though he's the one that's taking and giving the punishment on the front line here.
Yeah, and that's when a good corner comes into play. You know, as we saw the shift in the strategy for Jaimes running from round 3 to 4.
Yes.
He elected to do something different, and to that general analogy that you used, you know, the corner comes into play there.
Yeah, they to be able to receive instructions on the battlefield in the middle of battle, that is a rare trait, and that's what makes, you know, the greats in the sport.
Yeah, and you know, Jaimes was able to do it there. See if he continues to utilize that same strategy. Seemed to have worked for him in round 4.
Or maybe if Vazquez can adjust, you know, and change his strategy, because maybe he doesn't feel like he's being effective, or his corner lets him know that he needs to do a little something different. But it seems to me it's more of the same from Vazquez, pushing forward, trying to be aggressive, maybe looking to wear down Jaimes. But we are 5 rounds into this 8-round fight, and Jaimes doesn't look like he's slowing down at all. In fact, it looks like he's speeding up a little bit here. But Vazquez still slipping, still ripping. Neither fighter have been really hurt in this fight. They've landed some good shots, but they both had the chins to take them pretty well.
Yeah, they both had the chins to take them well, but to be honest, Brennan, I would say that the one that looks to me to be losing technique is Vazquez.
Yes, it seems like he might be weathering a little bit and starting to throw with a little bit more desperation as opposed to consideration here for where he's throwing these punches.
Yeah. And those body shots by Jaimes will do that to a fighter, you know, especially if they're landing cleanly, like they've been landing for Jaimes, man. Ouch.
These guys are just going back and forth. I mean, it's very rare, again, I say, to see fighters willing to exchange like this. But just displays the heart of all these fighters on the card here tonight, especially this main event, WBC Youth Lightweight title fight here. Both guys back and forth. But as you said, it seems like the more, I guess, effective or harder shots seem to be being landed by Jaimes. But I tell you what, Vazquez is putting in good work here in this 5th round.
Yeah, definitely putting in good work, but I mean, I don't see the technique there. Oh, when he received, Jaimes received him with a good inside body shot. I think made Vazquez think twice coming in like that.
I like the way Jaimes kind of dips and leans and jumps into some of these short hooks and shots, almost kind of a la Joe Frazier,
yeah,
where he dips his weight one way and then really lunges into these shots, these hard uppercuts and hooks to the body here.
And that's where the power shots come from, you know. And like you said about that lunging hook, I'm gonna go back from the Francisco Rubio fight with Jaimes, the way he lunged into that hook. It was like perfect, man. It was perfect. Send the dude flying to his back, straight to his back, immediately stopped by the referee.
Couldn't script it any better, huh?
Yeah, couldn't script it any better.
And I appreciate the composure of both fighters here. Jaimes and Vazquez, neither of them willing to back up. Both of them just standing and trading. But you do see the facial expression of Vazquez as he walks to his corner. He doesn't look like he has much energy to give left in this fight here.
I think he's having a hard time now. As his mouth is open,
looking down at the floor, yeah. It's not good body language if you're in the corner of Muñeco Vazquez.
Absolutely not. And this is when I would like to hear what the corner is saying as we take a look at the replay here of a little bit of action from the last round.
I mean, both guys, you know, getting a little wild in the exchange, but Jaimes a little bit more crisp and controlled with those techniques. Seems to be placing his punches, you know.
As we're halfway through the fight, Brandon, you're correct. In the more crisp shots being thrown by Manuel Jaimes. He's doing a much better job of keeping his composure.
Absolutely, you know, and I think what Vazquez might have thought he was doing early is kind of wear down Jaimes and slow him down with shots to the body, maybe get that footwork a little less effective, but it seems like Jaimes has plenty of energy, still dancing, moving left and right. Doesn't seem like his feet are getting heavy at all. In fact, he seems like his feet are lighter than ever right now.
Yeah, and Vazquez's feet are getting stuck in the mud there.
Yeah,
you know?
Marching forward a little bit, right?
Marching forward, but with not being effective at all. You know,
a little bit flat-footed, yeah.
Flat-footed, and frustration is coming into mind.
Yeah, this 8-round WBC title fight rocks him with that jab there. And Jaimes is just, you know, very technical. Even in the rough close-up exchanges, he's nice and sharp, avoiding heavy shots like that right there, rolls under that hook. But man, I'll tell you what, Vazquez keeps chasing him down.
He keeps chasing him down, but as he starts to not hit anything, throw at the wind.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
that gets you more
effective.
tired more than anything. Like, you can hit a heavy bag all day, right?
Yeah.
But if you miss, nobody practices missing, and Vazquez is missing a lot, and that's due to the head movement by Jaimes.
Almost takes more energy from you to miss a big punch than to land it, right, Chris?
That's my point. It takes a lot of energy to miss a shot where you throw with power thinking you're going to connect.
And it frustrates you when you whiff big in front of a big crowd like this, you know, and you can't seem to find the mark. And when you get frustrated, sometimes you start to make mistakes. And bang, another big left
and he's
from
starting
Jaimes.
to make mistakes. Jaimes is starting to capitalize, landing those hard hooks right there in the corner before moving out. That one blocked by Vazquez.
Yeah, Vazquez continues to come forward, but doesn't change his approach whatsoever, just literally walking in to Jaime's range and just kind of throwing whatever. It doesn't seem like the punches from Vazquez have the same pop as they did earlier in the fight. They definitely don't have the same pop as Jaime's punches do right now.
Not right now, yeah. But Jaime did something that I didn't really like. He lunged and his feet were off the ground when he threw that shot, putting himself in bad position. If Vazquez was able to capitalize, it'd probably be a hard shot.
But Jaime's
still
pushing
bouncing
forward.
around.
Yeah, he's plenty of energy. You know, both fighters are. I mean, neither of them look like they're tired. I wouldn't go that far, but you just kind of see. You know, you don't see any excitement. You know, on the face of Vazquez as he walks back to his corner.
No, you're saying he doesn't look tired, but to me, I'm looking at him right now. I know we're looking at the ring card, girl. It's round 7, guys. Thank you.
Well, I guess
look at him there. He is, to me, in my opinion, tired. You know, and he still has 4 rounds left.
Oh, it is an 8-round fight, actually, this main
event.
event.
Excuse me,
so
yes.
we're in the last 2 rounds here.
He's got 2 rounds left.
So, which can be a lot when you're taking shots like you are taking from Jaime's right now.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that replay. Speaking of some of those shots here, again,
look
you
at
see
the technique.
They seem very lackadaisical, those punches from Vazquez.
I gotta get my thesaurus, bro. I don't throwing big words at me, man. Don't do that to me, bro.
I got someone feeding me in my ear here all these big words. I got a Harvard
me.
professor in the back on a microphone for me. Okay, we have going into that 7th round here. It is myself, Brandon Kyle, alongside Chris Martin, calling this main event for Best in Boxing on Toscano Boxing Promotions, live on Fight Hub TV. We are going into the last and final 2 rounds of this final fight main event here. Big shout out to Toscano Boxing for putting on another great show. Best in Boxing, Global Sports Streaming, for the wonderful production they have going on here.
Wonderful production, man, and excellent matchmaking. I really have enjoyed every single show that this promotion has put forward this year. You know, relatively new to the boxing promotions, but already, in my opinion, making a splash, because each fight that we've had, that we've aired through Best in Boxing, Global Sports Streaming, Fight Hub TV, every fight card has been good.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, as you heard from Jorge Toscano, he's a fight fan first and foremost. And he wants to see good fights. That's why he throws good fights.
Yeah, man. Oof.
Big hook lands, another hook lands. Now you start to see Jaime starting to push back Vazquez, landing multiple shots to the face. But man, Vazquez, and when I said he's not tired, I guess I meant to say he seems tired, but it's not stopping him from his forward assault.
It's not stopping him from throwing, man.
Yeah.
He's, good body shot by Jaimes.
Oh, yeah, that might have hurt him a little bit.
I think Vazquez felt that one, man.
Yeah, definitely. You see him breathing really heavy.
Oof.
Oh,
and he's not letting his hands go. There you go.
But as you said earlier, it doesn't seem like he's throwing with much power. It just kind of twisting his shoulders and letting his arms flail into these punches.
Those are arm punches, and when he misses like he just did right now, that definitely wears on you a lot more.
No doubt.
Oof.
Oh, Jaimes is maybe starting to smell the weakening. Oh, doubles up with the hook. Both straight to the nose. Oh, you see some blood flying from the face. A little bloody in the mouth there.
And
Vazquez.
The schooling there of Jaimes to be pressuring and then still defend the way he's been doing. Look,
yes,
he's gonna move his head somewhere in the midst of this. Ooh, another one.
Again, and I made the reference earlier to Joe Frazier. Kind of reminds you of that type of fighter that puts his head right up in your chest, and then before you know it, up with the hook, to the body with the hook, lunging into it. Just, God, you love to see this type of fight. You know, it becomes more rare in boxing nowadays to see fighters that are willing to toe the line the way these two are right now in this main event, and just keep going back and forth. You know, neither of them's trying to run. Neither of them's trying to hold or clinch. They're just shoulder to shoulder throwing punches, Chris.
Yeah, man. So once again, man, I'm going to say that what I said again at the beginning of the telecast, that grit is going to win this fight. And as of right now, it seems like Manuel Jaimes has slightly more grit than Vazquez. Even though Vazquez got off to a good start, he's been unable to maintain that pace.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay here. What do you see going on in this replay, Chris?
It's that double hook that caught our eye, both of our eyes at the beginning of that round. You know, and Jaime is just pouring it on, man.
Your final round.
8th and final round of this Best in Boxing main event, guys. It has been a stellar night of boxing, to say the least. We've had some wonderful performances from all the fighters here tonight. Just so grateful. A lot of sacrifices made here, but most importantly,
they had already touched gloves. Vazquez tried to touch gloves again. Jaimes caught him with a good shot.
No need to touch gloves twice, especially in the 8th round of a WBC youth lightweight title. But man, again, even though Vazquez has taken some heavy shots, look at him push forward. He knows how important it is to win this final round. Who knows what it's going to look like on the judges' scorecards? Who knows if we're going to see these guys go the distance or if they're going to finish with a knockout like they both usually do. But man, they are both going for it right now, Chris.
Both these gentlemen been the distance once each. They've been the distance once. So that goes to say, man, you know, the fact that they're still throwing shots, they're used to getting their opponent out of the...
Miguel Vazquez, champion, he's got a chin like him.
And, oh, man, these guys stopped me in mid-sentence,
Yeah,
man.
the way they're throwing here.
Yeah, the way they're throwing, I'm becoming a fan. I mean, I'm a fan already, right?
Yeah.
But I'm turning into a fan when I'm supposed to be calling this fight for you guys,
both of these fighters I'm becoming a fan of. Cristian Vazquez kind of reminds me of his champion boxing brother, Miguel Vazquez here, who's in his corner, just relentless coming forward. Manuel Jaimes is just, you know, understands how important this final round is. You never know what the judges are looking like, and these guys are just throwing back and forth. Look at that body shot. Nice body shot by Vazquez, but it does not stop Jaimes from coming forward and pressuring. Another nice body shot, but then followed by an uppercut by Jaimes. These guys are just throwing punches non-stop here.
And there goes that will of Vazquez, man. It's both fighters. And,
huge left hook by Jaimes, right? Wow, big shots being traded here in this 8th and final round.
In the final minute of the fight.
Yeah, and now Vazquez really digging to that body, but is it too little too late?
It's definitely too late, man, unless he catches him with a shot that Jaimes doesn't see. This is the type of work that he should have been putting in the middle of the rounds. The middle rounds, excuse me.
Yeah, you see that reddening on the rib cage from earlier in the fight from Jaimes. Oh, that was a big one. That one might have hurt Vazquez a little bit, but man, what does he do? Push forward.
Yeah, and that was a triple hook. I don't think I've seen a double hook. That was a triple hook.
And he throws a 4-punch combination, goes back to the body, receives another hook. Wow. You know these guys both have power, so it's just even more impressive to see him taking these shots from each other like this. Guys, 10 seconds left. Main event, final round, final fight, Best in Boxing. What's going to happen? Who's going to take it? Let's see.
Wow. And we both had the exact same expression, man.
Wow.
What a fight, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm a fan of Manuel Jaimes prior to coming in to this fight tonight. I'm a fan leaving the arena. I'm a fan of Cristian Muñeco Vasquez for his tenacity. Exciting fights brought to you by Toscano Boxing Promotions. Best in Boxing, Fight Hub TV. Man, what a show.
What a show. What a show and what a sacrifice these fighters make to fight through these trying times. Speaking of sacrifices, we want to make sure we thank all the men and women in uniform serving in our communities and around the world. We thank you for your service. The city of Stockton has been great to Toscano Boxing. God willing, we'll be back back up there soon whenever things clear up here. But until then, at least we have a platform down here to safely put on and display some of the best up-and-coming boxers in the world here.
Stand by on the replay. Of the
Let's take a
final
replay of that
round.
last
3,
round
2,
here, Chris.
And go replay.
It's just an exciting finish. You know, that's kind of the story of the fight. It was back and forth most of the fight, as we see here. My assumption of Vazquez getting tired never came to fruition. Even though Manuel Jaimes, in my opinion, landed the better shots, is the better schooled boxer between the two. Vazquez just put on a very tough showing of grit.
Absolutely, grit and determination. I am going to join these fighters in the ring to interview our winner, who we will find out right now from our ring announcer, Pablo Flores.
As I get a quick minute,
Another replay. And 3,
Sunday, November 29th, Boristeca Boxing Promotions, Best in Boxing. We come back to you live from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, for another day of fights. 12 p.m. Pacific time, as we once again see the action between both fighters in Jaimes and Vazquez. A very good showing of two undefeated boxers not wanting to lose their O.
Go to can number 3.
Very good performance by Manuel Jaimes, in my opinion, may have won this fight.
And ladies and gentlemen, this bout has gone to the distance of 8 rounds,
Chris,
and now we go to the judges'
we're setting for the
scorecard.
final.
Damas y
Okay.
caballeros, este combate se ha ido a la distancia de 8 asaltos y ahora nos vamos con la decisión de los jueces, no sin antes un fuerte aplauso para el muñeco Vazquez y Manuel Jaimes por este gran combate. Big round of applause for these two warriors, both Jaimes and el muñeco Vazquez. Judge, el juez Alejandro Rochín, he scores it 80-72. 80-72 anotó Alejandro Rochín. And both judges, Jesse Hernandez and Sergio Lechuga, have the same scores of 78-74. 78-74 estos dos últimos jueces. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime. He is the new WBC Youth Lightweight Champion of the World, el nuevo campeón mundial juvenil CMB peso ligero. Stockton zone. From Stockton, California, USA, Manuel Jaimes. And also big round of applause for his opponent from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Cristian El Muñeco Vasquez. Profe.
Stand by in the interview. Stand by in the interview. It's okay. Absorb that. Absorb that. Go 3. Go 3. Go 3.
I'm here with your winner, Manuel Jaimes. Manuel, anybody in boxing understands how important and coveted this green WBC belt is. You are a world champion now. How does it feel?
Man, it's what we were training for. Me and Coach, we've been training for 6-7 weeks hard, man. I've just been looking at pictures of this. I've been dreaming about it, waking up thinking about it, man. I can't believe it. It's great. It's
almost seems surreal at this point right now in this world and day and age that you have the ability to fight for this world WBC championship. Now, it seemed like your opponent had a strategy of almost trying to wear you down in this 8-round fight. He seemed like he was really trying to push you back. Maybe he thought that if he kind of like leaned on you and took some juice from you, he was going to be able to take your movement away from you. But that wasn't really effective. What did your corner tell you in between those early rounds to kind of get you motivated to start kind of moving and pushing back on those exchanges?
Yeah, I mean, he started that from the first round, and Coach said, oh, he started earlier than we thought we would, but, you know, just stay on the game plan. We were supposed to be moving. I mean, I got caught in his game a little earlier, but, I mean, I could keep up with my condition. We trained for throwing punches like that, so, I mean, And coming into that last round, he said, you know, we need this last round, you know, do it for Stockton. And I mean, we did it.
Yeah, you definitely did. And, you know, it was a back and forth fight. You guys both have a tremendous KO power. Obviously, your 90% KO rate in both your professional careers. Was there any time he caught you with something that kind of opened your eyes and made you worry a little bit? Or, you know, was it, for the most part, not that threatening, his attack?
I think I was more surprised that he stayed up after my punches. His punch, I mean, he was solid, but it wasn't anything that surprised me. It was just his work rate was what surprised me. I thought he was going to wear it down a little more faster than he did. But, I mean, yeah, his punch wasn't really surprising to me.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a time where you just decided to put your foot down and you take the center of the ring. Almost, we were talking, me and Chris were talking, as like a la Joe Frazier, where you're just like, I'm gonna put my head right in your chest, and I'm gonna throw big bombs here. Was there a point where you just kind of flipped a switch in there and said, you know what, enough's enough, I'm taking over this fight right now?
Yeah, I think it was that 7th round, and the 6th round coach told me to move, use my feet, keep the distance on him, catch him coming in. And I was working in the 6th round, and then the 7th I tried to do it, but he just came out throwing a lot more than he was in the earlier rounds in the 7th round. So I just thought, you know, well, all right, I'm not going to keep him off me, so I might as well just stay here with him.
Yeah, and it was such an enjoyable fight for us as commentators and fight fans to watch here. So impressed with your performance here tonight. Toscano Boxing always puts on these great shows, Best in Boxing. Love having you on the show. You're a WBC Youth World Champion. What's next for you, Jaimes?
I've said this before, I didn't even see this coming in 2020, so I can't say what's coming in 2021. All I say is I'm grateful for Toscano, for my team, you know, giving me this opportunity and pushing me to get this. I'm really grateful to be at the point that I am now.
Now, we know that fighters from Stockton have a lot of hometown pride here. Like your coach has told you, hey, do this one for Stockton, and that was that little push of motivation. Anybody you want to thank back home that's watching here on the Fight Hub TV and GSS streaming here that you want to thank back in Stockton?
I mean, just my fans, my family, my friends, my girlfriend, everybody supporting back home watching. Thank you, guys. I want to shout out for Lionel and Wade. They're somewhere up there. Pepe, Toscano, everybody that's been you know, behind my back, you know, supporting me to this point. You know, thank you guys, thank you everybody. I'm really grateful, and thank you to God for, you know, letting me and my opponent come out healthy from this fight.
Well, thank you for putting on another great performance on Best in Boxing here. You are now the WBC Youth Lightweight World Champion. Let's hear it one more time for Miguel Jaimes.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. We know people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Go, Brandon.
Well, just as we predicted at the top of the show, it was another exciting, high-paced, high-level night of boxing here with Toscano Boxing Promotions and Best in Boxing. Chris, I mean, we were fans here tonight. You couldn't help but be one watching these guys go in there. Another stacked card put together by Toscano Promotions. What do you think was the fight of the night, I guess you could say?
I definitely want to say that it was the main event, only because of the meaning of it. You know, the WBC title, youth WBC title, up for grabs. Both fighters came in to put on a show and to win. You know, 2 undefeated fighters. So that, to me, as a fan, is what I like to see.
Yeah, when you saw a couple different finishes here, you saw Sosa able to retire, I guess, his opponent in between rounds. It looked like it was maybe a hand injury, but he was also putting in major work. You saw an amazing body shot knockout from Alessandro Rigocini.
Yeah, that was
super impressive. What do you think was the performance, the singular performance of tonight's card?
I would have to say that it was the co-main event in Damian Samurai Sosa, because it didn't seem like he was going to be able to get his opponent out, and he accomplished it. You know, he says it was a hand injury, but I think those body shots hurt his hand.
Yeah. He punched him so hard to the body, folks,
that he
hurt his hand. But still, it was a great show of bravery and talent tonight on another exciting night of Best in Boxing presented by Toscano Boxing Promotions. On behalf of myself, Brandon Kyle, my partner in the broadcast booth, Chris Martin, we've got a big thanks to everybody. Chicken Ranch Casino, some of our sponsors, the city of Stockton. We want a big thanks to them, the firefighters and all the police here in the city of Tijuana that helped us put on this very wonderful and safe being key for us, for fighters and everyone involved. Safety being the #1 priority in these crazy times here. We're just glad to be able to continue to bring you high-level, high-class, world-class boxing here at Toscano Promotions and Best in Boxing. Thanks to GSS, Global Sports Streaming, Fight Hub TV, all the outlets that was able to share this with all you fight fans out there. On behalf of all of us here, we would like to thank you for watching, and we will see you next time on Best in Boxing.
And go for. And graphic up. Awesome. You guys are clear.